All right, all right. All right, I believe we are live for our preview part of the session, which is also a demonstration in Canva. So I can't wait to go over this stuff with you. Thank you, customer happiness. I can't wait to go over this stuff with you all, but also to turn off my screen and to let you all turn on your screen so I can help you and guide you through the design process. So that's why I really don't mind showing this process for free because it is educational. It's going to help a lot of people learn how to design in Canva. And then, of course, tomorrow we'll do some AI design. On Wednesday, we'll do Photoshop, which I know some of you may be shaking in your boots, but I promise you, if I can make Canva easy, I can definitely make Photoshop easy for you. And then on Thursday, we'll be doing some mega mock-ups, and those mock-ups will allow us to design more than one thing with just one image. And then on Friday, we're going to go over some coaching concepts, how you're going to get your brand out there, how you're going to get your beautiful designs out there in the world and market them and stand behind what it is that you do so amazingly. So without further ado, I know we have so much to do this week. I want to give you all an opportunity to let me know what it is that you really hope to see, what you really hope to learn this week, and also give me an idea of why you're here, because this is going to inspire me to inspire you, I promise. So in the chat, let me know why you're here and what you hope to learn this week. Before I get into the actual design, y'all don't be shy with me. Y'all already know. And those who are in the room, you are craft to quit more than likely, unless you pay double the price. You're just like, look, I don't know about that craft to quit stuff, but I'd rather pay double for for this challenge than to be in this craft to quit membership. So I'm making it an incentive. I guarantee you, if you just spend 1 month with me, or just 30 days with me, not only am I going to take you through this 5-day challenge and teach you design from Canva, AI, Photoshop, mockups, and more. What I'm going to do is give you the next 30 days with me with hands-on training with the coaches in the academy as well, and to foster this fear that you may have. We're going to get rid of it completely, and we're going to foster this creativity so that it becomes your superpower. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. I see you all getting quiet on me, and it's okay. And most of you all are my craft to quit crew. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, and you all are pretty much going to help guide me through the process of what it is that you want to see designed in the Freeview class. All right, and then after that, guess what? I got to drop it like it's hot, and got to tend to the live participants who are in the Zoom room because they'll be sharing their screen. I'll be helping them through the design process. Now, some of you may feel like Canva is inferior to Photoshop, like I may have thought a while ago. And for certain projects, yes, I would say it is. But I still use Canva on a daily, just like I use Photoshop on a daily. So the principles that you're learning, even if you are Photoshop Pro all the way, the principles that you're learning inside of Canva are going to help you to create marketing material, flyers, even the brochures and the booklets and things that we do. It's actually much easier to edit the text and the writing and those type of things in a program like Canva. Okay, so there are several instances where Canva is going to be your friend, even if you are a tried and true Photoshop girly or guy. Okay. All right, so I'm going to be walking you through the process. And then what we'll do is when it is 8 o'clock, that's when most of our VIP students will be in the room. And then that's when we'll switch to showing you on your screen. Now we will have a session in between that. After I do my demonstration, we will have a session where in the room, in the Zoom room, y'all can't get quiet on me, because in the Zoom room, I need for you all to ask questions. What is it that you'd like to see done? Is there anything that you struggle with in Canva? what are some things that you want to see happen inside of Canva, and you will have an exclusive opportunity to ask me those questions live. Oh, KB says, I'm here to look. KB is ready to get this information. KB says, I'm ready to learn. Need to create my logo using AI and face swapping. Sports mom, so I need to have options for the families close to me and prom options. Ooh, KB, you just said it all in one mouthful because we're here for Memorial. We're doing face swapping, but this also applies to sports. This also applies to graduation, prom, all of the above. So I'm so glad that you see how vast this knowledge is going to help you. Also commitment parties. Yes, yes, yes. Look forward to reaching out to funeral homes with the products you share. Awesome. And I'm going to show you when we do our mock-ups on Thursday that you can take the same Automizer and mock it up for sports. You can mock it up for prom. You can mock it up for graduation, etc. It just depends on what products you want to show off. So I can't wait to get to that point. And we'll talk a little bit about marketing on Friday. All right, so I'm glad I got a little chitter chatter going on. Okay, so what I want to do is I kind of want to break down, but I also want to show you how to build from scratch. Okay, so the file that I'm going to give you, it has all the components here. This is technically a template. Okay, I will show you how to use this template, but I also want to show you how to bring these components in and truly make it your own. So I'm going to literally design from scratch, and you're going to help me do that. All right, so my first thing is if you check your working document, if you're inside of the challenge, you have a working document, and that working document talks about the foreground and the background. Well, typically inside of Canva, you can just do a straight up rectangle. But if you know me, you know I can't stand those hard lines. That's one of the reasons why I got into teaching Photoshop, is because I wanted you to have some beautiful physical representations of what's in your mind, but maybe you just didn't quite know how to do it. So one of the things that I like to do is I like to add a grunge background or some type of layer mask background. Sometimes it's just faded off, okay? Now I can't do a fade off like I would really want to do like I do in Photoshop. I can't do that in Canva. So what I have is a vector frame that is an interpretation of one of my layer masks. So I want to just show you right now, this layer mask here has some transparency in it. It has a little fade off. It's not exactly a hard line frame. In Photoshop, I'll show you on Wednesday how we'll do that very easily. But in Canva, I can get a very similar result by turning that layer mask into a vector image. And now that it's a vector image, I have conveniently turned this into a frame for you all. So don't worry, you will be getting this entire file that I'm working on today. And as a matter of fact, let me go ahead and do my actually, I'm just going to make a copy right here. So as I'm going, I'm going to make copies, and then that way you'll have everything that I have here. You'll be able to build it completely from scratch. All right, so what I'm going to need your help with, I'm going to need your help choosing a photo. So you all have been granted a resource on your working document, and Customer Happiness can help you all find that working document if you need to. This is going to be AI 55. All right, and I'm just going to pull up some images here. All right, got a lot going on there. Okay, so we have several images in here that you all have been creating and making beautiful models, beautiful images. So your task today is going to be to pick out one photo for class. Typically, I give you the photo. So for those who do not have a photo picked out, whatever I download today, don't worry. If you don't want to be stressed out with decisions, I'm going to give you everything that I'm working on today. So you will have no excuse not to get started with me today, okay? But I'm also going to give you some options. Your options are to use for homework. The reason why I'm going to tell you this is because I want everyone to follow along with me in the live class. I want you to be able to get the exact results that I get. And then your homework is after the live class. You're going to flip this design 3 times. Okay, 3 times the charm. You flip it once with me, 3 times by yourself, and it will start to feel like a system. It'll start to feel like clockwork. Okay. So I think I'm going to go with, for the demo on Friday, we did this beautiful baby image. It came out so gorgeous. And of course, I'll be giving you all those images with the Photoshop file on Wednesday. But I want to get a good image that I actually want to pick an image that's going to give us a little bit of a problem. And then that way, if it gives us a problem, I can show you how we solve that. I think that one is a gorgeous image there. Love that. This is beautiful here. So I'm going to go ahead and download this image right here. Download. We're going to go with this one. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm just placing everything right now on my downloads. I'm going to go ahead and make a folder though. And this one is for my 297 Memorial Challenge. And like I said, everything I put in this folder, I'm going to give you, if you're in the challenge, if you're in the Zoom room, I'm going to give you everything that I put in here. And by the end of the challenge, you'll have so many files and pieces of things that you will definitely stay busy. All right, so I'm just going to rename this one, my AI 055. Woman in hat. That's my model. All right. And this isn't particularly anyone's family member. So this is why I like to use AI for memorial projects, sports projects, all of that stuff, because nowadays, people understand that their name, image, and likeness, even in sports, has value to it. So you want to be respectful of other people's families. You want to be respectful of what they can potentially market and make money off of. So I like to use AI models that very closely resemble the target audience that I'm going to present to. And then that way it resonates with them without necessarily being someone that they know. A lot of people will do like celebrities and that sort of thing to get attention. And you can do that, but I just feel like you're able to really create your own design, really stand out with the models that you use versus necessarily creating characters or using the likeness of a celebrity where you could potentially get your listing or your website shut down. Let's see. Let me make sure, KB. No, you're not going to download anything just yet. Do you all have access to the working document? Oh, and Hannah's letting y'all know. Okay, perfect. Because it'll be great for you all to just get acquainted with it. If you're new to the Academy, our working document is something that I don't know any other live class that does this. I don't know any other live classes that does a lot of things that we do. But the working document allows you to kind of follow along, have those links by your side. Any notes that we're doing in the moment, you'll be able to see those notes. So if you have any questions along the way, just ask in the chat. And then customer happiness will help you out. And if that answer is in the working document, then you'll be able to follow along. If it's not in the working document, ask the question, and that may be something that we place into the working document for your reference now and later. All right, so yeah, we have some gorgeous images here. All right, so I'm going to pull this off screen for a moment. And what I'm going to do at the very end here is I'm just going to put a blank page just so I can show you what I'm working on here. And inside of Canva, you have the ability to upload your own images. So I'm just going to come here to uploads. Now, if you don't have the pro version of Canva, there are going to be some limitations. You won't be able to cut out your background, but I'll show you a workaround in order to do that, okay? So that's why I say the Q&A is going to be really important, because since you're in the Zoom room, ask me questions when it gets to like a point that you don't understand, or maybe something that you wanted to learn how to do. And I may be able to show that during our Q&A session, okay? All right, so I'm going back to my folder, my 297 Memorial Challenge folder. And I'm gonna go ahead and drag and drop in just to show you that method, but you could also see how it's kind of loading up over here on the left. Now, this is the Canva version that is the download. We also have a Canva version that is the online version. So let me ask y'all this in the chat. How many of you use the desktop version? I prefer the desktop version, I'm not gonna lie. The desktop version, give me a 1. And if you use the online version, meaning you use straight up Canva in the browser, give me a 2. Because I want to know what we're working with tonight. All right, all right. Okay. So the tools are essentially the same, but sometimes it'll be different as far as what it looks like and where you find it. So if you're used to seeing something, and this is why I love for you all to share your screen tonight, because you're going to be able to help others see from how you work. So if your workspace is set up to do the desktop versus the online version, then we'll be able to see that tonight, okay? And I will help you through it. That's my whole point. My whole point is to be here to pull you out the mud if you need that, okay? All right, cool, cool. And some of you use both. Awesome. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and make this just a little bit bigger here. Now, one of the questions you all had as well was like, how do I use AI inside of Canva? So I want to show you just a little bit of that before we go ahead and cut out the background. Now, I don't know what y'all have on the basic side if you do not have the pro version of Canva. But I'm going to give you a tip, and I'm sure majority of you all have little ones. And I do believe if they use the school email, or if they're homeschooled, like I just put homeschool and then I let them use their Gmail accounts, that you can get the free version, and I believe it is equivalent to the pro. So please check that out. And if you have that version, please let me know. If you have it, if you use it, the student version, I believe it is K through 12. And I just want to make sure that we're getting the most out of these resources, y'all. And the thing about it is, I have this account and my kiddos use this more than me, okay? So it is their account and they will be able to use it. Just, parent might be able to tag on in there and get some work done as well, okay? If you're an educator or a student, yes. And college students get it as well. So please, thank you, Tasha. I appreciate that. Michelle, I don't know what hoops you have to hop through, because they like for you to have a .edu email, but homeschool is still technically school age. And I have like I'm sure you do too, Michelle, have designation that the children are homeschooled, and go ahead and get that Canva Pro. You feel me? All right, let's get going. Let's get going. Okay, so I'm going to click here on Magic Expand. And let's say I want more of her blouse here, just because I want a little bit more that I can fade off. Because sometimes when your image is short and you go fading it off, it just looks like a floating head. So I want a little bit more image to fade off here. So I'm going to hit the free form here, and then I'm just going to drag it down. Y'all, do y'all know it works almost identical in Photoshop? Just letting y'all know. All right, so we're going to go ahead, drag it down, and then hit expand. Now, one thing I will tell you is Canva, remove BG, and I will say that it does have some very powerful tools inside of Canva. I do not sleep on Canva anymore, y'all. It does disappoint me at times with some of the limitations, but it definitely is a powerful tool. All right, now what I'm looking for here, I don't even truly care if her hands are in the picture because I'm going to end up fading it off. What I'm looking for is, do I have enough imagery here so when I create my fade off, it's going to look like something that I would want in my image. And so far, I'm thinking image number 1 looks best to fade off. And no, Canva did not provide the most perfect details here, but it's going to give me what I need, and it's much better than if I had done this from scratch, okay? So I have my image here. Now what I'm going to do is hit done. That's all I really needed. Now next, I'm going to remove the background. So for some of you who do not have the background remover because you don't have Canva Pro, then here is a simple hack that you can do. Just go ahead and make your image about the size of this document here. And then I'm going to go to share, download, and I'm not going to choose all pages. I'm actually going to uncheck all pages and you just go to current page and see how it's selected page number 6 by default. I'm going to put transparent background just because get in the habit of always checking off the transparent background, y'all. It's going to help you tremendously. Okay. And then depending on how you plan on using this, you could crank your image all the way up if you're going to basically take this image and use it for a banner, anything like that, because you're going to be using the free version of Remove BG for this class tonight. I don't suggest that you do that, okay? So I'm just going to set the setting back here at 1. I'm just letting you know that you do have options when you pull something out of Canva. You do have options to upgrade the size of it or the scale of it so that it looks better blown up, okay? All right, so I'm just going to hit download because I'm just dragging it out here. All right. And Pat, we aren't doing this just yet. I'm just doing a demonstration. I promise you, I'm going to walk you through all these things, literally hands on. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do here is inside of this, I'm going to put woman hat, and then I'm going to put AI extended. Okay. So that's my AI extended version. And I like to see my large icons here. And like I said, all of these things will be in this folder that I'm going to give you so that if you just happen to miss a step or you get frustrated or you happen to come in a little bit late, you can still pick up with what I'm giving you, okay? I got you, love. All right, so if you are inside of Canva and you have Canva Pro, then I'm going to simply use the BG remover, okay? And it did a pretty decent job here. So for some of you, when you get to doing your homework, it may or may not cut off your wings. If you want to keep your wings and it keeps taking your wings away, then what I want you to do is come up here to the BG remover, go to like the settings where it looks like little what is this called? You're dragging the settings. I can't even think of it right now. But go to that option so that you can change what erased or restored. So for instance, I feel like this dark area here should actually be erased, but my brush size is too big. So I'm going to bring my brush size down a little bit. I could also show the original, and that's helpful too if you kind of want to see what you're cutting off, what you're keeping. And now this is a little more difficult to control. And I'm just going to zoom out just a little bit here. And I'm going to erase this part of the wing. Now I come out to the side a little bit first. You see how steady my hand has to be? I'm going to show you some techniques in Photoshop where it's going to be much easier and you'll have more options. It can be more difficult too now, depending on how complicated you want to be. But instead of just using your mouse to draw, you see how like raggedy that got there? I'm going to hit restore because I want to bring that back a little bit. My hand got a little shaky. So I'm going to try this again. A little more smooth. There we go. Now in Photoshop, I promise you, I will show you some tools on Wednesday where it will make it a little bit smoother, or you can smooth out a line that you create, but we're dealing with Canva right now, and I'm going to show you everything magical that Canva can do. All right. All right. All right. Hold on a second, y'all. I got too many windows open. I don't see y'all. There we go. Let's see, to get into the challenge class, for those who are asking on the YouTube side, we start at 8 o'clock. If you can go ahead and you're going to get your VIP ticket by joining Craft to Quit. Craft to Quit is our program that you will get for the entire month, not just for this challenge. This challenge is 5 days with me though. So my idea is that if you spend 5 days with me, you're going to fall in love, not just with me, but with the Academy and all that we have to offer, including our Tuesday AI classes, Wednesday Photoshop classes, and our Friday coaching sessions. So if you comment the word memorial under the Facebook post, under any Facebook post, or any Instagram post on our business page, then it will send you the link to join the $97 for the entire month with us, and that gets you the challenge for the month for free. Or we have a special right now for $7.97. It will give you the entire year, and we do a challenge every month. Plus, we do Photoshop AI classes and coaching every single week. Okay? So just comment the word memorial and that link will drop to you. All right, back to our regular schedule program. I'm gonna go ahead and show you all what we're doing here with this background removal. All right, I'm gonna go ahead here, take off show original image. I feel like I can kind of clean that up a little bit there. And I'm still on restore. I'm gonna be on erase. And like I said, I'm not really showing this stuff down here, but I just don't want it to hang out if it doesn't have to. All right, so this is good for me. Go ahead and close out here. And now I have a page here, just showing you a little bit of workflow. So I have a page here. This is going to be my subject image, okay? And then I'm going to pull my subject image here. So I'm going to use this in order to start building my design. But my design needs a background. All right. So if you're inside of the Zoom room, then you also, if you check your working document, where did my working document go? Customer happiness, can you drop the working document link one time? I think sometimes I might be worse than y'all, I promise. That's how I know how to tell y'all to stay out of trouble, because I'm the one that found it first. Thank you, customer happiness. All right. So let's see here. I'm looking for my background examples. I gave you all a folder, and that's our AI 54 class. So that was the class that we did 2 weeks prior. And I'll show you what we have here. Photos and images. So now we're going to pick out a background here. And we used this beautiful background last time. It was gorgeous. All of these are gorgeous. Just, just beautiful. All right, so let's see. What kind of steals my eye for this next one? And you all let me know if you see something that you think looks good. Feel free to let me know in the chat. I definitely like the wings and the gate here. That's gorgeous. I think I might end up using maybe something. I'm thinking either florals or the gate or both, like If it has both, then I'm going to be truly excited. Now, this cage design, like the beautiful gazebo kind of cage gazebo look, is really gorgeous too. And I don't see that often. So sometimes I'll look for something that not everybody has. Many times I'll look for that. Many times I'll create that because that's just what AI is for. So, I think I like that design style. I'm gonna go back. Oh, the flowers are gorgeous too. What do y'all think? Let me know in the chat. I want y'all to help me out. What are you all thinking? And I should be able to, usually when I develop my AI characters, I develop them with blue clothing on so that I can change their clothing to whatever I like to. All right, Pam, cool. So, and customer happiness, you can drop the working document for everyone to see because everyone in the Zoom room today is in the challenge. On Tuesday and Wednesday, it will be some gold members that are not Craft to Quit and aren't in the full challenge. So that's when the working document will have to be accessed. Well, you know what? Let me let y'all practice. Y'all go on your back end and find your working document. It's under your course number. It'll start with a 12/30. You'll see it on your back end under my products, and you'll see the challenge there. Okay, so somebody gave me permission to go with the cage design, and I just feel like I didn't need the permission, but now that I have confirmation, I think we'll go with that. Where did they go? Oh, the gates are gorgeous too. This is tough, y'all. So I did one with the lake last time and it turned out really, really nice. And that also, I want y'all to think too, like do some variations where you have some masculine designs, some feminine designs, some youthful designs, and then also think of like what's the difference between what maybe your traditional folks might like and what somebody that would really appreciate you thinking outside the box. Like the galaxy style stuff looks really cool. And y'all, we said memorial, but this is also, think about this for proms, homecomings, even graduation designs. A lot of these backgrounds could be used just for that too. All right, so let me go back to my cages. That one's really pretty. And what I'm telling you, what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for something that kind of is able to separate the foreground from the background a little bit. I really like the arches here too. Boy, it's a tough one. Let me pull it up a little bit bigger so you all can see. So that's one, that's two, and three. I think I'm going with three. That's it. I'm going with three. All right, so I'm just going to right click. Oh, I lied because this is Google. I'm going to download. And this one, Graham Lady, I know who that is. That's Ernique. And y'all, AI class on Tuesday, y'all are going to have fun. We're going to create some more designs in AI on Tuesday. And we're also going to do some face swapping with some programs that are, I think you'll get at least a couple of credits free to face swap. But we're still going to do some mid-journey design because y'all know our Enjoy our mid-journey server because it is a resource for us and it has thousands of files every single week that we create together. We co-create. All right, so this one, I'm going to call this one my bird cage and floral background. I'm just going to put BG for background. All right, that's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. All right. So that was AI 54. And as a bonus, as long as you all follow me in class, as a bonus, I will take this folder. As a matter of fact, what I'll do, most of you all, if you're OG in the academy, you all already have access to these courses, but I'll also give you all access to the AI 54 and 55 classes along with the downloadable. So you'll have thousands of files to choose from. Don't get too lost tonight doing your homework, okay? All right, so now I just showed you how you can drag and drop an image into Canva. Now I'm going to show you how you can just go to the uploads, hit upload files, and then you can choose your file that way too. And then it just shows up here in your uploads images. It doesn't appear on the artboards anywhere. However, I'm going to go to page number 2, and I'm going to duplicate these pages because I'm showing you step by step. So I'm going to keep these steps separated. All right, so now I can pick up that image and I'm just going to hover over this layer mask. And it locks my image in there. Now here's my problem. In Photoshop, of course, we do our own way of doing this, but I feel like I'm not getting enough of my imagery. I see too much of the cage. I don't see enough of my flowers. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a blank page. I'm going to go ahead and click on my image here. Now we're going to try Canva magic one more time. I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger here. And I truly want this to be taller. So we're going to go to our edit. We'll go to the magic expand again. I'm going to hit freeform. And then I'm going to tell it that, hey, I need some more. Just give me a little more oomph up top. Because I have enough of the floor. Honestly, I don't need to see too much more of the floor. I do need some imagery up top. So I'm just going to hit expand here. And then in my mind, not only like the silent night in my mind, but in my mind, I'm also thinking that I also need to get more imagery on the sides there. And look at what Canva's created. Not bad, Canva AI. And y'all let me know in the free view room, are you all getting anything out of this? Are you enjoying this? Are you learning anything from it? Let me know, because technically we only have to have free view class on Fridays. So you all let me know by commenting if this is helpful to you. All right, all right. Let's see. That one I like that it continued the arch. This one, Canva's trying here. Canva's trying. I'm not mad that Canva's trying. I'm going to hit cancel for a second because I'm going to expand this out to the sides too. And here's the deal. I can do this in Canva because I know it doesn't have to be perfect because I'm literally cutting this off with my grunge mask, okay? So even it looks like trash, it does. It looks like literal garbage is surrounding my image. It doesn't look like a real part of this high resolution image. However, I'm going to show you how we're going to combat that. So again, I'm going to go to edit. Let me do my magic expand. And this time I'm going to expand top and sides so that I have something to cut. And I'm just going to, whatever it is, I'm going to let it expand. And then, of course, on Wednesday, when we do the Photoshop portion, make sure that you all have your Photoshop downloaded. It's the latest version of Photoshop. I give you all a link. If you just message me, not message, I'm sorry, comment the word memorial on any of the Facebook or Instagram posts, and it will send you the link for the $9.99. If you're already in the challenge, you see the link at the top for $9.99 Photoshop. Just make sure you have your Photoshop. Okay, it heard me talking junk, so I try to do a little bit better here. Honestly, I like this one. I'm not mad at it. So I'll go with this one. I'll go with this one because it has some visual interest up there at the top. I'm just going to go ahead and hit done. All right. And now for this one, I'm going to duplicate it just because I like to keep my pieces. All right. And then I just hovered over page number 2. Actually, I want to be on page number 3. And then I'm going to hover over my layer mask and let it just drop in there. Not bad, but I want to scale it a little bit now. So here I have a little bit more leeway to stretch it out, to move it up and down. So you see why sometimes I don't even really need that information out there, but it just made it easier for me to have some filler in these places where I still wanted to be able to see my roses. I still want to be able to see my cage there, but I just didn't, I was too zoomed in with the other image, okay? All right, so now we saw how to use AI in Canva. We are using a frame here. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my young lady here, and then I'm just going to copy, right-click copy, or you can do Control-C. And then you can right-click paste, or you can do Control-V. Literally, these are the same functions, the same shortcuts in Photoshop. So like I said, if I could teach you Canva, I can teach you Photoshop. Now, see what's happening here? She's just locking into the frame there. There's 2 things you can do. You can hold down Control to temporarily not allow her to lock into the frame. And this is fine with me because I still want to pretty much adjust where my image, my background image is going to be. So I'm going to double click on the background. And I'm going to increase the size a little bit so I have something to pull up here. All right, I just want to make sure I saw those roses around. Beautiful. All right, now that I have my background in place, if I don't want her to keep clicking and locking in there, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the background here, go to position, go to my layers, and I see this frame here with the image locked in it, or the image snapped into it, and then I'm going to go ahead and lock it. Okay. So locking it, nothing else is going to be able to snap inside of that. Now, in Photoshop, we can put a million different images inside of this layer mask, blend them together, fade them off together, and all that cool stuff. I'm going to show you some of those tricks on Wednesday, but I want you to know that you can still build powerful designs right here in Canva. All right, so one of the things that I don't necessarily like in, well, I loathe, let's just be honest, I loathe in Canva is that I cannot fade off the bottom part of my image. So in Photoshop, I just take my brush and I swipe it across the bottom and my image is brushed to perfection, faded off on the edge. But we have to have a hack for that inside of Canva. So if you look on this page, you'll see that there is a little gradient. And if you can't get to it, go to position. And the reason why you can't get to it is because more than likely, you know, Canva's just being a little difficult because it's hard to click stuff that are on top of each other in the same layer. Yeah, so I'm going to drag it up here to the top. It'll be easier for you all to get to. And see what happens? It even snaps here. So I'm going to hold down Control so it won't snap there. And what this is just a tool for you. It's just a little piece of an image. I'm going to right click and copy. I'm going to come back to the image that I'm building, right click and paste. Right click and paste. And it's blue right now, but it's okay. We're going to make it work. Okay. Now I have to make sure that it's not hanging out of the outside of my grunge mask, because in Photoshop, we can clip it all to where it has a nice clean, you can clip multiple images to a mask. Here, we have to be very careful because I don't want to have to create another layer mask just to drop this fade off in. So I'm just being aware of what I have here. Now we're going to change the color of this fade off. All right, so the color of the fade off, I want to wait until I get the color of the imagery here. So let's say, for instance, these actually happen to be a very good match. I did not intend for that to happen. So let's say, for instance, that I want to change the color in her garment or the color of the roses. You can do that in Photoshop. or you can do that in Canva. All right, so here in Canva, how we're going to do that is to go to adjust. And right now I have our beautiful lady selected here. And it's going to be picking out some colors in her outfit. Now, I told you I was going to pick something that was going to have some problems because in Photoshop and Canva, it can get a little confusing if you're trying to manipulate the color of clothing and it also happens to be a color that's in the skin tone. So it's actually having a little tough time here trying to even find the colors to edit. And let me see here if I refresh it, what it does. No, but still having trouble doing that. And like I said, it's also because our flesh tone is it has reds in it, it has magentas in it, it has yellows in it, which also the flower colors do. So for this case, I would not suggest that you change the color of her garment in Canva. If we were in Photoshop, I could change the color of her outfit, then I could decide not to change the color of her face with the paintbrush and I just paint over her face and say, hey, leave her face alone, but change her outfit to purple or whatever. I'm going to show you what that looks like. I thought it would at least give me a little pick here. I'm going to see if I do this step here. Now, don't mind me, this is just an app. You're not going to be doing this in class, but you might want to use this app. It is designed to image. And then we have this image on page number 4. So I want to put transparent background and I only want to select page number 4. So I'm going to turn off all pages, then put on current page, hit done, export. So what this essentially does is it saves me the step. Remember before I showed you how I just downloaded that image as a PNG transparent, put it in my folder. All right, so this just completely skipped that step and you can now, because this basically has all the magic background in there. So I'm going to delete that one and I'm going to see if now it is easier for Canva to pick up the colors because it doesn't have all of that extra information that it's hiding. I don't know. I'm just guessing, y'all. This was not a part of today's project. Oh, there we go. Okay. So that did help. The fact that I took out all the background colors because it did have background colors that it was hiding with the AI background removal. So let's see if this works here. So I'm going to go to this kind of mauve, light mauve color here. And I'm going to see what happens when I change the hue. This is precisely what I was talking about. You don't want to happen because the skin tone is so close to the color of the outfit that she has on. So my thing to combat that is to literally do it in Photoshop. Or secondly, when you develop your AI image, just tell your AI image to have on a blue dress there, okay? All right, so I'm not gonna mess with this too much here. I might give it a little bit of a kick of a little saturation. Let me reset my adjustments so I was pushing it too much. If I want a little bit more pop of color, I can add a little more saturation. Now, a lot of times your pictures come in real dark, right? And when your pictures come in dark, especially when you're printing, I don't care if you're printing sublimation, banners, backdrops, any of those things, you can actually brighten the image up to give it a little bit more highlights. But what's really going to help you there is coming over to change your brightness and contrast. Okay, so brightness, this is going to, see how that's brightening it up there? This is going to help because almost every time you print, especially when you print with pigments, it's going to make an image darker. So this allows you to make it a little bit brighter. So that way, when you're printing those programs, you're printing those big, large format designs, you can brighten your image up even right here inside of Canva. Now, contrast is how different the shadows and the highlights are from one another. So sometimes adding contrast, especially in sports images, adding contrast can make it look like real tough and rough and actually add some visual interest. All right, I think that's good. We could go in and add any of these little changes here. But I think that is good to go. Now, we won't mess with the texture or anything here. This is just us basically getting our picture ready to be produced, either large format, t-shirt design, even like your slates and clocks and that sort of thing. All right, so I'm happy with this design as is. I'm gonna go ahead and just zoom out just a little bit here. The same way you zoom out in Canva, Control minus is the same way you zoom out in Photoshop, just to let you know. All right, so now that I have the color that I want, I'm gonna place this little fade off image right now behind my image, okay? So if you, let's say your image was behind the fade off here, which is what we're gonna do later, I want you to place your image above it. And that's going to allow you to see when your color is very close to this. So while we're selected on here, I'm going to hit edit and I want to change these colors. So I'm going to go to duotone. And you all know we have ways of doing this in Photoshop too, and I'll explain those on Wednesdays. Let's do, I want to hit custom just so that it kind of recolors it. And then I'm going to hit the highlights, grab this color picker tool here, and I'm going to say, let's go with that pink. And honestly, I think I'm going to go with the floor color because I'm going to put it down here. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, and if I didn't choose the right color, I can just keep picking. I can pick the darker, the lighter, or anything in between. All right, and this is the hack to make it look like it's faded off. For those in the Photoshop class, I know y'all aren't impressed with this particular solution here, but in Canva, yeah, some people buy this template just for this little rectangle right here. I'm telling you. All right, now we can go ahead and click on the photo, go to position, and I'm going to drag it underneath that little fade off. And you see that it's hard, that's got a hard line to it right now. I'm going to pull it down till I no longer see the hard line, and then I'll adjust the size. This is looking gorgeous already. Let me know what y'all think. All right, and like I said, if you start to pull it down too low, then that fade off spills outside of your frame area. So you just want to be aware that you only need this big enough really to cover your image. And that's the whole hack. Swan says, nope, I'm a live and die by the Photoshop. But I'm telling you, there's some cool things Canva does as far as animation and creating like your GIFs and your MP4s and all of that good stuff. So I use Canva every day too. All right, cool. So we're almost there. We got a background. All right. We have a subject image, which is a part of our foreground. And now we just need a little bit of text, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come over here because some of you, whether if you have Canva Pro, you can install your own fonts and everything, but if you don't have Canva Pro, you can't. So I have already included the text that I plan on using here. I just want to show you also how you can create this from scratch. So what I want you to do is you're going to end up just copying. Just let's do first name right now and then pasting it. Just so you have a reference. I don't want you to use it right now. I just want you to have a reference because I want you to know how to do this from scratch because many of you are going to be using Canva to design your email graphics because you want something that kind of moves and you want it to be like a GIF. If you are creating your social media graphics and you want it to be like a little movie and move around and things, this is one of the great things about Canva, but you're going to have to understand how to do these basic things as well. All right, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and go up top here. click on my text tool. All right, I'm adding a text box and I'm choosing the animal script because I had already touched animal script, it's there. So if you don't see animal script, there may be an issue with your subscription. Like if you don't have, I think even free, because I already have it in the template, I believe it already comes through for you. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this text 150 as the font size because that's what I have here. So 150, hit enter, boom. All right, and then I'm going to put Dorothy. That'll be her name. Now, if, for instance, her name was longer, let's say it was Stephanie, and it was just hanging out too much, then I could decrease the size here, but just keep in mind exactly what size it is, because in Canva, we're going to have to use some effects and some hacks in order to get the layered text effects that we get naturally in Photoshop. We got to use some hacks for that, okay? All right, cool, cool. So what I'm going to do, I'll take the first one and I'm going to choose a text color here. I'm going to choose a color from our image. I'll choose that nice mauve color. And then I'm going to create an outline around it by going to effects. So like I said, I'm just using this one up top as a reference. Then I'm going to put an outline, but notice in Photoshop, we can put an outline, a drop shadow, an inner bevel, an outer, but like we can do all of those things. In Canva, you can only do one to each layer. Okay, so I'm going to hit outline. It's going to give me a beautiful outline here. I'm going to click on the color, and for me, I'm going to choose, I'll choose white. I'll choose white and then black so I can make it like this source image here, just so we know exactly how to get to these steps. And then after class for homework, if y'all want to, y'all can change color to whatever y'all want. Now we're almost done here. So it's about time for us to get started. So let me go ahead and I'm going to bring down the thickness here. Then what I have to do is duplicate this. Then what I have to do is change the effects on this back one. It's still going to be an outline, but now I'm going to change the outline to black, increase the thickness here. And I can't really tell what it looks like just yet until I go to the position. And I'm going to put the darker outline one below, so it kind of resembles like a drop shadow. And if I want to make sure that they're exactly lined up, then I'd select one, hold down shift, select the bottom one, and then I'm going to go to arrange, and I'm going to hit middle, then center. And now they look like they're together. They look like they're centered, and I can kind of move them together because I have them both selected. If I want them to stay together, okay, this requires me to group it. So I can do Control G on my keyboard, just like I do in Photoshop. Or we can right click here and hit group. Okay, so now this is a group. It moves together. It looks like one piece. And if I ever need to move them separately, then I will have to ungroup them. All right, so I'm going to get rid of my little sample here, but this is why templates are helpful, because technically I could have just went in and just changed all of this stuff and been ready to go, right? So I'm going to grab the last name here. I'm going to Control C to copy, Control V to paste. And keep in mind, the last name is a different font. And if I go to position, it is grouped as well. So I'm going to ungroup it so that I can edit the top. Separate from the bottom. And then that way I can kind of show you what this looks like. All right, so top one here. And honestly, I'll show you this. You can keep it grouped. And for the most part, as long as you're only changing the colors, you can come right here. All right, so I'll choose that darker kind of brownish color there. And if I'm okay with the way things are set up, then that's good to go. However, if I want to change the effects right now, I'm going to have to ungroup it in order to get the effects of the one below it. So I'll show you how to do that. Let's go to position. On last name, we're going to ungroup. And now you'll see that I can click on just the bottom layer and I can go to the effects of that one and I can change the thickness and the color of that. All right. And again, instead of me trying to push it around here, I just go to position. I select the first one, hold down shift, select the second one. And then I'm going to go to arrange, center middle. That way I make sure every single time it's lined up. Again, Control G, instead of doing right click and grouping, I just did Control G. It just grouped it. Go to my layers. And there we have it. So everything else is the same, y'all. Like I said, this is a template. It's going to give you all of these pieces here. You can just double click in there and change it on out. This is the full template with everything in it. But now this is my new design here. And pull that to the front. And then I'm just going to pull these to the back to remind you all that's how we set up. Stop playing with me, girl. There we go. Now, this is the Photoshop version. We're going to do this on Friday. We're actually going to be adding some elements to it as well. So that's why we're going to have some fun with this AI tomorrow. But what I want to show you in Photoshop is that we have fill layers and patterns and ways of fading one thing into another thing. So you have a lot more options in Photoshop. We're still going to make it fun, but it's going to look like an upgrade to your Canva design. All right, and even in Canva, we can do some apps and some 3D kind of special effect looking text, but it's not going to give you the full freedom that Photoshop is going to give you. All right, so that's it. That's our preview time for tonight. Again, like I said, if you are interested in doing this live challenge with us and joining Craft to Quit for a whole month, that's where on Tuesdays we do AI together. On Wednesdays we do Photoshop together. And then on Fridays we have a business coaching, which is specifically for those who want to craft to quit. Like you want to craft so that you can quit your 9-to-5. You can quit calling it crafting. You can quit complaining about stuff you don't want to wake up and do on the weekends. You can literally design your life. And my goal in this program is to help you do just that and to help you love it while you're doing it, while you're learning, making it interesting, making it fun, making it feel easy so that you continue to gain your confidence and really get those skills up. And Anita, yes. However, I will tell you this, I use all of these features for my Canva ads and web banners, all of that. I absolutely use all of these features, including having to do the double text, and I don't fade stuff off because you already know I'm gonna get it faded off in Photoshop regardless. But I do use most of these features that we've done today. All right. So for those on my preview world, what I'm gonna do, normally I cut things off, but I'm gonna let y'all see what it's like to be inside of a live class. So we are going to take a little 5-minute break intermission. And customer happiness, are you able to play one of our videos in the meantime, in between time? And then for those who are inside of the Zoom room, you're going to see a Canva link on your back end. It will look just like this, okay? And then you all will have that Canva link open. So by the time we come back from our intermission, you all will be sharing your screen and I will be tapping on your screen, telling you what to do next, and you all will get to see how that works. So I want to make sure that everybody, number one, you're on Zoom. that is not on the browser, but Zoom on your desktop. That's the only way I'm going to be able to draw on your screen and tell you where to click if you get stuck, okay? Number two, let's make sure that you have access to your Canva. Everything's open because I'm going to give you the link. Just go ahead and make sure that that link opens up. And everything else, number three, is to have fun. I don't even have an extra step for y'all. Have fun. Do not be afraid. I promise you. I have been told I have the patience of Job. Okay. I promise you, I'm going to help you get through it. And if you fall behind or you miss too many steps and we can't catch up, there is a replay. You just saw me do the demo. As a matter of fact, we're going to cut the customer happiness. Let's go ahead and cut the Zoom recording, so it will be short. Thank you, my love. Perfect. All right. And then we're going to do our intermission. So y'all give me 5 minutes. So let's say 8:15, we're going to be ready to roll. So if you have any questions, drop those questions in the chat so that customer happiness can help you, okay? Oh yeah, baby. So yeah, I'm gonna help you. That's why I wanted y'all to be in craft to quick, because y'all gonna get this Photoshop work. I promise. All right, y'all. We'll see you in just a bit, okay? No, we're gonna leave YouTube on, as a matter of fact, Hannah. I'm gonna let YouTube see what they missing out on when they don't get in this Zoom room. Just for the day, though. I'm not gonna do it for the rest of the week. Just for the day. So y'all can see if I can make Canva fun. Imagine what I can help you with in Photoshop and AI and mock-ups and all of that. Hannah, instead of what you can do is just mute the music so it doesn't play, just in case it has the copyright. All right, so those of you on the YouTube side, if y'all want me to continue to let YouTube preview stuff, y'all go ahead and make sure that you like the video, make sure you subscribe, and then also comment. Okay, let us know that you're there and what you'd like to see. All right, my loves and fellow creatives. I know we didn't get to jam to our music during our break session, but that's because I didn't want no problems, just in case YouTube wanted to flag us or anything like that for the copyright music. So this time we didn't get to jam, but we're about to jam on it right now. I just want to check with those inside of the Zoom room. If you have your Canva link ready to go ahead and give me a 100 in the chat. Awesome, Monica, good job. We see some more 100s. Crystal, good job. Now, if anyone is brand new to doing any kind of Innate Academy class with us, go ahead and give me a 1 in the chat right now, because I want to make sure that you get a little special attention. KB, all right, KB. Regina, awesome. So what we're going to do for my OG triple OGs, y'all already know what it is. I want you all to allow those that have not had the opportunity to do one of our amazing classes to get the most help. However, it doesn't mean that you all can't ask for help, because you know I'm here for you too. So KB and Regina, I promise I'm not picking on you. If I pick on you, it's just so that I can help you do as much as we can get done. And then, of course, if we get stuck anywhere, if anyone gets stuck, what I will ask you to do is I will ask you to give me a 2 in the chat, or you can put the word help in the chat, and then I'll take a break and we'll make sure that we get you through and caught up to the next step. All right, so first and foremost, let's see. So Regina, you don't know where to find the Canva link. You have the pro version. Perfect. Okay, so go ahead, customer happiness, if you would drop the working document link. Okay, you have that open, Regina. Amazing. Then I want you to go ahead and just click on you may have to hit refresh. Let me go ahead and close that down, pull this to the side. Do. There we go. All right, so at the top of the document, it has a space for the Canva link, and it says Canva template here. If you click on that and then click right below it, it has a clickable link. Let me know if you see that. I got you, KB. We're going to do this together. All right, now what I can have you do is go ahead and let's see. Regina, if you would share your screen for me, let me make sure that for anybody that's brand new, Regina and KB, I'm going to test your screen share just to make sure that I can see your screen and I can help you out. And this is not the time to be shy. This is the time to absorb all your little one-on-one help. All right, and then that way, if you need to share your screen, I can show you how to get to anything we need to get to today. Beautiful. And this is one of the reasons also why I was telling you that you want to use the downloaded version of Zoom and not the browser version of Zoom, because it's going to be limitations as far as me being able to help you out. Okay, so I get to turn on my markers. Do you see me drawing on your screen right now? Just one of the reasons. Making a pretty little doodle rose right here. Pew, 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 pew. Okay, so I'm going to erase that, but this is how we teach our classes. You actually are the star of the show when it comes to our live classes. So right now, while you are sharing your screen, you will not see Zoom screen, but we all see your screen. Okay, Regina? And then let me know if you can unmute your mic. I just want to see if I can hear you. I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, hey, how you doing tonight, Regina?
I'm great. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome, my love. Okay, so it looks like you got access to the template there. And then let me just check here and see if KB, were you able to get to this same step? If not, go ahead and give me a 2 in the chat. Anybody who's not at this step right now, go ahead and give me a 2 in the chat so I can get you caught up. And then what we'll do, KB, okay, let's go ahead and test your screen next. Go ahead and share your screen. All right, Sadia, you're new, but you're good. Awesome, awesome. Beautiful. All right. So what we're going to do, KB, if no one else needs help, what I will do is I will stay on one person's screen until somebody needs help. When somebody needs help, I'll go ahead and call on that person to share screens and just make sure that along the way that you're keeping up and staying on pace with us from my OG triple OGs. Let's look at this as an opportunity to see where we can learn and then also where we can help others grow. So I appreciate your patience with this process. And I can't wait to see you all flip for homework. All right, so for my newbies, I only expect for you to do one flip. So after class, just do one flip for me. But for my OG, triple OGs, I expect them to do the triple the work. You should be able to flip these templates, even a Canva template in 5 minutes, okay? All right, let's get ready to roll. So the first thing that I want us to do here is we're going to oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that, customer happiness. I'm going to also give you all this folder. There's not much in it. Remember, I just put that photo in there. But I do need to, I'm gonna go ahead and zip it and put it on the back end because I want you all to practice uploading the image. How many of you all have never, if you've never uploaded an image into Canva, give me a 0. Let me see if this step is something that you all need to spend time on. Okay, nobody? Okay, cool. So then we can actually focus because this is one of those basic steps that if I needed to walk you through, I absolutely would. However, I would rather spend some time showing you all how to do some of the advanced things that Canva can do, if that's all right. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we are going to do me a favor here. I'm gonna turn my marker on. This one right here. Can you click on this view right here where it gives you the full image and then plus the little images at the bottom? Okay, perfect. What that does for me is it kind of lets me see my different pages and scenes and allows me to know which one to click on. All right, so if y'all missed that, down at the bottom of the screen, there's some different preview setups, and we just selected the one that had a big screen at the top and then it had little bitty screens underneath it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and clear my marks off the screen. All right. So the first thing that I want us to do here is I want us to go ahead and let's go to the 7th image here because I'm going to pretend like we already brought this in. And let's go to our image here. And y'all, this is a template, so you're not going to mess anything up. Let's go ahead and go to edit. And we're going to move a little backwards here. We can close out of this. So I did the background removal, but I want you to hit reset tools here. And hit confirm. Now, the reason why I asked you to do that is because maybe you just didn't like the way I cut out the image, and I do want you all to practice using that brush tool, okay? So if you're at this point, give me a 1 in the chat. If you're not at this point right now, maybe you missed a little step, give me a 2 before we move forward. All right, cool. And everybody that's at this step, hold tight. And let's see, Nuki, since you were first, if you'll go ahead and share your screen, I can get you caught up. And while I'm helping whoever's on the screen, see if these same steps will help you. And then if not, I will go down the list of anybody that gave me a 2, and I'll make sure that everybody is on point before we move forward.
I don't know why I gave my nickname on this Zoom, but this is
What would you like me to call you, love?
This is Cheryl.
Cheryl. Okay. Now, Cheryl, this is what, let me see if I can, or customer happiness. How do you spell Cheryl, Cheryl?
Cheryl.
Cheryl.
This is the first time I've done that because in class it's always Cheryl.
Okay, listen, Cheryl, you know I don't know. I
Just
don't
want to
need to
call
know.
me out today.
What's been going on with Zoom? Why your nickname popping up? Listen, you might have had a little Zoom date. That ain't none of my business. All right. So let's see. Did you perhaps delete something?
No,
What
when I
happened
when I
here?
clicked on the link, that's what I got. And every time I try to go to edit to
Mm-hmm.
edit it, it tell me that it's not working to refresh
Okay.
the page.
Okay, let me see what's going on here. Let me turn on my marker and let's see if you select anything here. I know that that background is probably locked. So let's go to position. Okay. And right now it's locked, but I think it might also be like transparent right now. So let's go ahead and unlock it. Did anyone else's come in like that? Go ahead and right click on that lock and let's go to unlock it. Okay. Reload the page. Let me make sure I'm not over here changing nothing on this thing. Hold on, it might be me. No, I'm not messing with it. So sometimes you have to refresh the page. So if you're using the browser, this is one of the reasons why I said I truly do like the desktop version. It still requires internet, but it's not as glitchy. So try to refresh your browser. Is that your browser up top there? And then let me go ahead and clear my marks off your screen. All right, now let's try that again. Let's go ahead and click on the background there where it's supposed to be. What is going on, Canva? See, you showing out and I'm trying to get you attention. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do, Cheryl. See if it's possible. In the background, I know we got a lot going on. See if it's possible for you to download the Canva desktop version or use Canva in a different type of browser. So, like if you're using Safari right now, try Chrome. What browser are you using?
Safari.
Mm-hmm. Try that Chrome. Morticia, are you using Safari too? Try
Yes,
Chrome
ma'am.
for me. Try Chrome and then right click on that link. I know it probably automatically opens inside of Safari since y'all are Mac users. But see what happens when you use that Google Chrome. All right, and I'm gonna stop screen sharing, Cheryl, while you get that set up, but I will not leave you behind. And let's see, Denise, go ahead and share your screen so I can show you how to get the menu tiles to show. And Lynn, I'll be with you in just a moment. Okay, let's see. So to get that option, Denise, I'm going to turn my markers on. This one, get out of my face, Zoom. This one right here. You see it? Mm-hmm. That's it. All right, and then we are going to go to tile number 7. That's which one we're on right now. And y'all don't worry if y'all mess this up, y'all can mess it up as much as y'all want to, and you can go back and get the template again. So do not worry about messing up, okay? All right, so I want you to click on the image here. And then we're going to pretend like we don't really like what happened here. My cutout was inferior to your cutout. So let's hit cancel right here. We don't, I think you possibly double clicked it. Hit cancel right here. You see where I'm circling? There we go. All right, so all I want you to do is hit edit. All right, and then you can click on background remover here. And then I just want you to hit reset tool. and go ahead and hit confirm. All right. Anybody else need help getting to this step right here before we move forward?
Thank you.
You're welcome up. Keep your screen right there, Denise, because if nobody else needs help, okay, Lynn's good. Perfect. Let's roll. Okay, I'm going to get my marks off your screen. Oh, Regina, you need some help? Go ahead and share your screen, love. All right. So let's see right now. You in browser, it looks kind of small, but I think I can make out what's going on here. There you go. And then select this one right here. Yep. Beautiful. All right. Now we're just going to click one time on the image. Don't double click. It'll do something different. And then hit edit. Click that background remover. And you're going to tell it to reset. Reset tools down there at the bottom. All right, and let's see, customer happiness. I think something's going on when I'm talking. The screen goes black on Zoom, and I want to make sure it's not, maybe it's just when nothing's sharing. We're going to check and see, because I'm watching it on YouTube right now, and I want to make sure that's not what's recorded for the class. But maybe it's just between switching screens. Okay, I'm just making sure here. And then Regina, yep, go ahead and still share your screen, love. I'm just testing out here because I want to make sure that the recording y'all have is good for if you need to follow through. Without me, you have a good recording. Beautiful. All right, so what everyone's gonna do now, let's see, if you can't click the background remover without it, Pam, hold tight for me. Now you already know how to use Remove BG, but I'm just gonna show you all how to use Remove BG if you do not have the pro version of Canva and are not able to use the background remover, okay? So everyone here, we're gonna make this super simple. We're just gonna go ahead and hit this button right here that says BG Remover. Now, if you do not have Pro, let me know in the chat. Give me a 2. If you do not have Pro and you do not have that BG remover feature, go ahead and give me a 2 in the chat. Okay, then I know to create and look, I can do a hack for a hack. Okay, so what I want you all to focus on, remember earlier, have this little extra piece of this kind of information here that I don't want. I want to clean that up. So what I want for you to do is to go to edit, and I'm going to clear my marker up. You can see where I was right here, love. Yep. And remember where we went before, BG remover. Click on BG remover. And I just want y'all to practice using this brush. Now, there is a magic eraser. I saw you going towards it, but I don't want y'all to be afraid of this because sometimes you're just going to need to kind of like clean something up real quick. And I just want you to be confident with your brushing skills. So if you want to, you can hit show original image. It doesn't really help for this one. So make sure that you're on the remove. Here, let me clear the drawing so you can see what it says. It says erase. Make sure you're on the erase option. And I just want you to kind of like, boom, just hit up that side right there, see what you can do. You may need to increase the brush or decrease the brush a little bit. And I just want you to be confident with this little, yeah, there you go. And the thing is, it comes with practice too, okay? So it doesn't have to be perfect. As a matter of fact, we're gonna end up fading that part off anyway. Just let y'all know. I just want you to get that practice in with the brush. All right. So let's do this. Regina, let me see if anybody else needs any help. If you need help right now, go ahead and drop a 2. Not that if you don't have the BG removal tool, but if you're in this removal tool and you need help, go ahead and give me a 2. Okay. All right, Cheryl, go ahead and share your screen for me. Oh, it did open up in Chrome. Safari Mac users.
Don't show out on me, Miss Shannon.
I'm just saying, y'all be bragging on the Macs. All right, so let's see here. Okay, you did a great job. Was there anything that you needed some help with? You did a good job cleaning that up.
I didn't know if I was supposed to do this here.
So that in the AI version of it kind of made it look like more like a satin part of the wing. I would leave that part on there. Let's go to, and yours is so good. I don't want to reset it, but I don't want to reset it, but let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and reset it. I want to see what happens if we use the magic eraser. That way, because we didn't have to spend time bringing the image in, just hit reset right there. And then we're going to remove the background one more time so we get that little stuff there. So go ahead and hit, yep, BG remover. All right, and then let's hit edit this time. And you all said in Canva, you want to learn more about using AI in Canva. Let's go to the magic eraser here. And see, you can have it on brush the same way we just brushed it with the magic eraser. Also, you can turn it on to click. Let's turn it on click real quick. And then see if you hover. No, it's I don't think it's gonna get this little piece here because it probably really does think it's a part of that wing there. But see if clicking on the brush is gonna help us. Oh, it did. Okay, it loaded. I didn't think it was gonna load. See how it loaded that little purple right there? All right, so I didn't lose faith, Canva. I promise I thought you could do it. All right, so now hit erase. There it goes. And then let me clear my marks off your screen. Yeah, no. Well, it's because the background is already cut out and everything that didn't look good. Never mind. It's gonna keep filling it with that tool is best to use before we cut out the background. So let's go. We can click on this image and then tell it, we'll edit it. We'll take off the removal background. So hit reset tools and it'll reset the background remover and that. Okay, so let's go to kind of scroll up a little bit where you can see the bottom. And we're gonna see if we can handle it with, let's go to edit. And then we'll go to magic eraser. Go back to click. And let me clear my marks off your screen. And go back down to that little edge of that wing right there. And see if you click on just that little triangular part.
Right here.
Yeah, it's not reading it. So it's not gonna do what we wanted to do. It's gonna select the whole image, but maybe brush would have kind of helped that out, but it's not gonna do what we needed to do right now. I think it was best when you all just cleared the background. So let's go back, let's do it the old OG way that we just did. Because I don't like how it left those artifacts there. So let's do the background remover. And then just get your brush and clean that edge up again. I know you already did this, but that's just for practice, Cheryl. All right. And I'll look into some other ways, but may be able to smooth it out and stuff. But y'all know my preference is pulling y'all onto the Photoshop side. So I
Yeah,
definitely want you
I
all to see
don't
what
like this.
it's okay. Listen, Kashara, you are already one of our Photoshop OGs. It's okay. But I'm telling y'all that learning both programs, you are going to be a double-edged sword. I promise you. All right. So we'll call that good. Okay. And let's see if anybody else needs any help right now. You good to go? Okay, Cheryl. Pat, you're next. Go ahead and share your screen.
I'm good. I got it.
Okay, awesome. All right. So D is good to go. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so I'm happy that the newbies are just y'all are sailing along. All right. Anyone else need any help cutting out the background using a program that because you don't have Pro? Anyone need to do that? Go ahead and put a 2 in the chat. And I can show you how to use Remove BG. Otherwise, most of y'all already know how to use Remove BG or Remove.bg. All right. Would anyone like to volunteer to get help for the next step? If so, go ahead and drop a 1 in the chat. I feel you, Pam. So here, this is a good test. If when you're on Zoom and you try to share your screen, if your computer starts slowing down, that's a good idea to make sure that your computer has enough RAM, has a good graphics card, and enough hard drive space. Those 3 things together can make or break whether your computer can really be a design computer. Okay. Awesome. All right, KB. All right, so let's see. Who shared one? Pat, go ahead and share your screen for me, love.
You can use one of the new people if you want.
Look at Pat giving y'all a shot. Pat, look. Let's see. Sadia, go ahead and share your screen, my love.
Okie dokie, good evening, everybody. Happy
Good evening, love.
New Year's Eve. 1 second. There you go. Mhm. Do you need to show my face?
All right. No, you don't have to show your face, girl.
Oh,
This
okay.
this is where we get to just chill out. I don't care if you got my bun be sitting sideways on my head most days.
Okay,
This is
I
our
don't
time
mind.
to get creative. All right, so let's see. Let's go ahead and get your background cut out there.
Yep,
So let's go on to slide number 7. And
got it.
I'll turn on my marker here. And we're just gonna
Mhm,
click on the image just one time. You don't want to double click
got
on it.
it.
Yep,
And
and
then,
just hit BG remover. Yep.
are we going back to the steps that we just did recently?
Yeah, well, I didn't know if
Oh,
you
okay.
needed help catching up or if you had
Nope,
already done
I'm
that part.
good. But I'm
All
just,
right.
nope, I
Awesome.
got it.
Well,
Mhm,
okay, so let's do the next step then. Let's let you go ahead and erase that little piece off the edge.
Yep. I like to make my brush size smaller though. This right here or up here?
Just that part on the bottom left. Let's see
Oh,
if
okay, cool.
your brush is gonna knock it down. Because sometimes it likes to put PNG artifacts in there, which kind of doesn't help. So
Let's see. What I did notice is when I went back onto, once I said, okay, it still had a little piece. There's something down here. I don't know what it was.
and keep in mind too, we're gonna end up like fading off the bottom of the image. So don't spend too
Okay,
much time on it.
I see what you're saying. No, I'm a Canva girl, so I've been staying up
Okay,
in here
yours
for a
did
while.
good. All right.
So
So
I'm ready for
even
that Photoshop.
it's a little bumpy, but I'm gonna tell y'all
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be good enough to rock and roll. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so beautiful. All
Mm,
right, so let's go.
thank
Now
y'all.
we're going to deal with this background image, okay? So I want us to
Okay,
go to the background image here. That'll be slide number
okay,
8.
got it. Okay. See how
And
they did that?
I've
You
what's
see
that?
this?
Oh,
See
someone
how
just
it
did that
once,
afterwards?
yeah.
It's
So
okay.
once
We're
it
gonna
comes,
fade the bottom off anyway. But yeah, it tried you a little bit. It did, and it did. Mm-hmm.
so I get what it is. So it looks like the image itself, it looks right on this screen, but when you go to BG Remover, it does up to here. It doesn't show the
Oh,
hands. You get what I'm
got you.
saying?
I see what
See
you're
what
saying.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
See?
okay. You just have to zoom out a little bit or push the image up. I see what you're saying. So
Yeah.
it was there the whole
Oh,
time. Hit hit the zoom out a little bit. This one right
oh,
here.
right. Gotcha.
Uh-huh. That's what it was. Now you can
Mhm.
see it a little more clearly.
Gotcha. That's
And
what I
see,
was. Okay.
it's what it is even if you have to turn off this view, if you have to go full screen like that, hit that
Mhm.
button when you're trying to get into details down there at the bottom, because yes, these little windows will cover it up.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, but it looks
So go on
good.
H. Okay. Is
Okay.
that all y'all needed? Oh.
Yep, we're gonna go ahead and do slide number 8 now. So page 8 is we're gonna use some AI to extend this image, and it's already
Mhm.
been extended. So let's go ahead and click on it, and let's go to edit.
Mhm.
Yep. And let's go over here to the right, and it should give you an option to magic expand.
Mhm.
Okay. So go ahead and choose the free form
Mhm.
and see if they let
Ready?
you pull it all the way out to the edges here. Now, I can't guarantee it's gonna look like nothing when it get out there, but pull on those little corners. Yep. All right. And you can even pull the corner all the way down to the bottom of the page. And what'll happen
Okay.
is wherever there's no information, it will make up information. Okay.
Mhm.
Perfect. And just hit expand and let's see what it comes up with. It's always interesting, always different. And let me get my marks off your screen.
Mm. Or at least they don't charge you or whatever those little coins they have for the dream
Yeah,
labs.
that is,
They
I would say
charge you.
Canva is very advanced in what it is doing for the design
Makes sense.
community and for those who want to learn design. It's an amazing tool, especially to start designing with. All right, and go ahead and just pick one of those ones that you feel is best. We won't even need all of that information, but I just wanted everybody to practice doing that. And
Mhm.
we'll practice doing it in Photoshop on
Mm-mm.
Wednesday.
Mm-mm. Actually, number one was better. Okay,
All right,
that's it.
cool, cool. And then just hit done whenever you're done. Beautiful. Now everybody should have a fully extended background here. If you need help, go ahead and give me a 2 in the chat.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yep. It looks like Pat needs some help. So, Sadia, you're doing a beautiful job, love. Welcome to the team.
Thank you.
Pat, you're welcome, my love. Pat, go ahead and share your screen. Let me see where you got stuck, Pat. Let me see what you're doing over there. And then Lynn, I'll check on you next. All right, all right. And do me
You
a
see it?
favor. Okay, I can hear you.
Can you see it?
I can see it, my love. Now let me turn my marker on so I can help you
Now,
quit.
I'll tell you what my problem was.
What's going on?
When you said go over there, after I hit edit, you said go
Mm-hmm.
over there. I can't see what's all right
Right.
over.
So there's a tiny, you see this tiny little arrow right here?
Yes.
Where I'm hit that tiny little arrow, it's gonna give you some more options.
Okay. I was not able to see that.
That's
Uh,
okay.
Okay.
All right. And you got your magic expand selected.
Okay.
Beautiful. Go on free form. And then I just want you to pull one of these corners down till it meets the bottom of the page. Pull that corner till it meets the top of that page. And let's see what it produces. And just make sure it fills up the whole page there.
Okay.
Beautiful. Now hit expand down here at the bottom. All right, Lynn, you got it? Cool. All right, I love when y'all figure it out by the time I get to you. All right, now you can, well, let it finish generating, but as soon as it will allow you to, you can hit done to select which one you want. And if you want to see what they look like, just click on them. It'll show you a preview.
Okay. Done.
All right, beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, if anybody else needs help, give me a 2, Pat. If not, we're going to move on your screen. You ready?
Yes.
Cool, cool. So now we're going to drop this beautiful background we just made into a frame. Now, there's a couple of ways you can do it. Easiest way probably to do this for me is just to right click and copy. Hit copy, yep. And then come on to page number 3. And just go ahead and paste it. So you can right click and paste. Okay. Now take it, move it around until it snaps inside of that background. And I'm going to move my markers. Yep. Perfect. Just like that. You got it. All right. So technically, once you hit done, it merges all of those things together so that it makes it a PNG. So now you can use that and drop it into a frame. Cool, cool.
What's a frame?
So in Canva, they call them frames. In Photoshop, we call it a layer mask.
Okay. I've
So,
paid for a pro every since it
Patsy,
came,
let me learn a little bit about this Canva. I know I've been rocking with Photoshop for a while.
but I've paid for pro on Canva,
What?
and
You
I
ain't been
never
using it?
opened it up. I paid for it for over a year and never, had no
So,
direct.
okay, so on our Fridays that we do in Craft to Quit, at least once a month, we need to do some making some marketing type of stuff with Canva, because that's what I use for all of my thumbnails. That's what I use to make those little GIFs that y'all see in the emails, the little
That's
moving
why I
images.
won't come. I won't cancel it.
Okay. So
One day.
we're going to, matter of fact, we'll do that this Friday. How about that? Y'all want to make some GIFs with your images
Wonderful.
on
Yep.
Friday?
Yep. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
let's use Canva up. All right, cool. I love this. All right, so anybody else need help with this part? It was literally as easy as dropping it like it's hot. But if you dropped it like it was cold and you need some help, it's okay. Just give me a 2 in the chat. Yeah, I would definitely get Pro, because I like Pro because I can add my own fonts. You cannot add fonts if you don't have Pro, so you're stuck with using whatever fonts are there. And then I don't know what the limitations are for using other people's apps and things like that. But the remove background feature is just a reason to have Canva Pro just all by itself. Even if you just use Canva Pro, honestly, instead of using Remove BG, if you just use Canva Pro to remove the background from your images, it would be a big help. Now, Photoshop is supposed to be rivaling the background removers, but y'all know I love Photoshop, but I will tell you like it is. Photoshop background remover has not held a candle to the Remove BG / Canva background removal tool. Okay. Thank you, Regina. I appreciate that. Y'all make it easy to teach. Okay. All right. So y'all ready to move on to the next step then? Let's go. Oh, no, D is not. D, go ahead and share your screen with me. Pat, you're doing a great job, love. We're gonna use the subscription up now.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so what I want you to do is let's get the preview for this one right here so we can see all of the pages at once. Do you see at the bottom right part of the screen? I'm circling in green. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we're just going to right click on top of the picture and we're going to hit copy.
Okay.
Perfect. And then we're going to go on to number 3 and then right click and hit paste. Now it's not going to paste it right there. Oh, here, hit allow right here. See at the top? All right, cool. Now just pick it up and try to move it around and see if it snaps inside of that frame. And when it does, perfect. All right, awesome. Now I want to show y'all something. If you double click that image inside of the frame right now. Let me get my little marks off your screen. Okay, you can actually increase this, make it larger, move it around a little bit. So you're not stuck. Just because it snaps it in place does not mean you're stuck with it exactly there. The reason why I had you all do the generative expand and the generative fill with the AI is if you don't have information out there, it will not give you the ability to move it around or crop it. So if your image was a square right now, it would zoom it in super close and you wouldn't see the roses, you wouldn't see the cage. All right. So I just wanted you all to see why I set up the class like that, just so that you understand how you can do this for yourself later. All right. And when you got it where you want it, go ahead and hit done. And I just noticed the expand feature there. Like it already had an expand feature there. I did not notice that. I'm gonna have to go back and edit my tutorial because I feel like what we just did, it would have done that anyhow. Like if it was already a cropped image, it would have hit expand. But I'm going to try that out for myself another time, and then I'll let y'all know. Anybody that's a Canva user that has dealt with that feature, you all are definitely up on one with me on that one because I didn't know that existed yet. All right. Anyone stuck, need some help, feeling discouraged? You just need to hear my voice. Go ahead and give me a 2 in the chat. All right, we are ready to move on. All right, Dee, so we're going to stay on your screen here. We have a background. That's the first part that I usually have you all build for your designs, either a background or a photo, okay? So this time we did our background first. In Canva, you kind of have to build from the bottom and then go up because it'll frustrate you if you do it the other way because those layers will be in the way and you'll be moving things you don't intend to move. So that's why I'm teaching you all how to design from the background forward. Usually in Photoshop, we design from the foreground, then to the background last, okay? All right. All right, Cheryl, you're going to hear my voice for a little while longer. Y'all got me a little while longer. All right, so let's go ahead and now let's go to page number 7. Let's grab our image here. All right, so we're just going to click on her. And remember, there's a way to turn her into a PNG that doesn't have all of that excess information there. Do y'all want me to show y'all that app? Because it's actually helpful if you're doing things where you did some editing on one page and then you just need a quick PNG of it on another page. Okay, yes? Okay, good. So let's come over to your apps down here. And let's see. I'm going to see what it's called. It is called Design to Image. So go over here to, or if you don't already have it, you can check to see if you have it under your apps. If you do not have it, just go ahead and type up top here. It is Design space TO space image. Yep, right there. All right, that is the app. So Canva kind of has to have all of these additional apps to do some functions. You can go ahead and hit open there. It can get a little annoying, but at least there are ways that you can design on the go and have access to these. So you kind of have to take it for what it is. All right, so go ahead and hit, yep, convert to image.
Okay.
Now it's going to ask you, hey, what do you want to convert to image? How big do you want it? Do you want a transparent background? So we're going to leave it the size that it is right now, just at a scale of 1. I'm going to give you a tip. Anytime you're doing anything in Canva, if you plan on using it for something bigger than what it is, so right now this is a 13 by 19, then you may want to size it up before you actually turn it into a PNG. That's just a tip. So we're just doing this inside of this small 13 by 19 document, so we're going to leave it alone. Let's go ahead and hit transparent background there. And then we have to hit all pages. We have to hit this drop down because we have to tell it one specific page. The way I do that is I turn off all pages and I turn on current page. Wait, go back up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
If you hit current page, it'll automatically select the one that you're on and go ahead and hit done. Beautiful. And then hit export. All right, now it's going to cook it up and make like a little PNG over here on the left-hand side for you. Now, what this does is this takes out the step of you removing the background, making a PNG, downloading it, and then having to upload it again. That used to be the old hack. So now this app has taken that step out of it, okay? Now what you can do is you can go back to page number 3 and hit add to current page, and it will add that PNG to that page. Now, see how it made it smaller too? So that means basically it did not give you the highest quality. So you, in the future, like let's say you're going to use the same subject image, the same PNG, and you want to make this a full backdrop, then I would highly suggest you crank up the quality of the PNG. That way, when you blow it up, it still maintains some of that quality. Okay, but this looks good. We'll go ahead and resize it. And I would only put in Canva, I only pull on these little corners unless I'm trying to crop something. So don't use the side ones. In Photoshop, we do use the side and the top and bottom ones.
Oops.
It's okay. I'm glad you did that. I'm so glad you did
Okay.
that. Hold down Control D. It's okay.
Control.
Hold down Control while you're moving her around. And see how it
Okay.
doesn't snap? That's perfect because I needed to explain that. All right.
Woo.
So yeah, it's a little stressful sometimes. Like
Yeah.
I get to the point where I just lock the background because that thing right there will drive me crazy. I mean, everything that you hover in that area is going to snap in there. But you get it the size and placement that you want, you are good to go.
Okay.
And then anyone else need some help? Give me a 2 in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to move right on along. I'm so glad that y'all are enjoying this. All right, Pat. Pat said, listen, I'm going to learn this Canva today. All right, D, you are good to go, love. Just hold tight for me. And Pat, go ahead and share your screen.
Thank you.
You're welcome, love. All right, all right. Okay, so it snapped in there, right? Oh, yeah, it already snapped in there. Okay, let's right click on it and let's see how we can get out of this. Right click and do detach image. See detach image at the bottom? Mm-hmm. Perfect. All right. Now, did you ever have your background snapped in there or no?
Yes.
Okay, you did. So then let's just go to undo. Okay. So we're going to come up here to the top. Let's undo.
Okay. It looks like it's down there at number 1.
Now that's my image number 1 now, Pat. Don't be trying to steal my artwork now, Pat. You know that's mine. Okay, go back. Yep, there you go. Okay, now when you move her around, just make sure you hold control while you're moving her around.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh. There you go. Beautiful. All right, Pat, this is going to be your favorite part next when we use this little fake fade off technique. And you be like, child, I just use my brush in Photoshop. But listen, there may be someone developing an app right now, or there may be a solution to that app right now. I don't know. But until then, I'm going to, root for Photoshop on this one. But we're going to do the fade off effect next. So anybody that needs help with this part, KB, Stephanie, if you still need help, give me a 2 in the chat.
How do we close off that design to image, convert to image part?
You
Right
can,
here? Collapse.
yep, there you
Okay.
go.
Thank you.
Perfect. So you taught me something. I didn't even see that there.
Uh,
So let me clear this mark off your screen. And then Linda, you can go ahead and share your screen for me. Teaching Canva class isn't so bad. I have been avoiding teaching Canva for like 3 years now. Oh Lord, it's been some advances though. So I'm excited to do this with y'all. Okay, so let's see. You got image number 7, you got image number 3. Now is image number 3 clipped in place? Because let's do that first, if not. Let's just pick it up from the middle and just kind of hover it over that. Oh, you got a group. Okay, let it go. Oh, you have multiple things selected. Let's hit position here. Let's see what you got going on, Linda. Okay, you got all 3 things selected here. So let's see. Let's just select just the frame for right now. And I want you to go to arrange. We're just going to make sure it's centered because right now it's kind of hanging off the page. We're going to center it in the middle and then we're going to center it in the center. Boom, boom, perfect. All right, now when we click on, let me get my marks off your screen. We're going to click just on the top image here. We're going to pick it up and start moving it around. Okay. Let it go. Oh, you're moving the frame. Okay. Hit undo for a moment there. Right here, this undo button. And Linda, I don't know if you're talking, love, but I cannot hear you, just in case you don't think I'm ignoring you.
Okay, I did get it in the frame, but somehow it turned around when I was trying to
Okay.
get the lady inside.
Okay. Let's do this because it looks like we may have undid too much. So let's go. This is one of the reasons why I don't like Canva, but it's okay. We're going to click on the image and then we're going to go to position. Because what's happening is stuff on top of stuff and you think you're clicking on something, but it's not quite right. Let's go to layers. Okay. And right now, let's take this frame and let's drag it all the way to the top, just so we can see where it is. See how it's hanging off to the side? Now let's go to arrange and remember how I just showed you how to center it? Let's go to arrange. Let's go to center. Beautiful. All right, so now we know it's in the right position, right? Let's right click it and go to lock, go to this little arrow right here next to lock and put lock position only for right now.
Okay, it is locked. Let me move this out the way.
Lock, not the top one, but it says position only. The one that, yeah, the second one.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, cool. So now let's see if we can go back to our position. And let's take the background image now and put it on top of the frame. Okay. I did tell it to lock position. Let's right click here. And I thought I was just gonna lock the position on the board, but it's locked. I don't know if it's locked the layer position. You can't take this one and bring it down below.
No, it's locked.
Okay, cool. So then right click on it and then unlock it. Just hit lock. And then hit lock one more time. Okay. Now take it and drag it underneath the image there. And just be very careful. Tap off of the screen for a second, because I think that's what's happening too. Kind of tap off and then tap only on your background image. Okay. See, what are you using, a mouse or a trackpad?
A mouse.
Okay, so you see what you're doing when you're selecting multiple things at one time? That's why I was asking him, because sometimes on a trackpad, it's kind of hard to see which one you're doing. Let me see here. I want you only to select just tap one time on this top image. Okay. Now I want you to push it, tap on it and push it around. What in the world happened to your frame? Okay, go to undo. And then we're going to check your position again and make sure that you're not, go to position. We're going to make sure that you don't have both of them. Oh, it's gone. Oh, because you're on page number 8. Let's go back to page 3. Linda, how we get there? All right. Okay, so let's click on something on page 3. Okay, and then you see your layers. Now you should be able to drag. So drag this top. Wait. Hold on, you moved it. Hit undo. Hit undo. Okay. Now you're just going to drag the layer itself for the frame underneath the background image. Drop it like it's hot. Perfect. Now we're, wait. We're just going to tap this top layer here. That way we make sure we only have that layer selected. Now let's push it around. Don't hit nothing else over there now. Push it around over here on the kit. There you go. Okay. Snap it. Woo! You got it. Okay, let me clear all my marks off your screen. I think.
Now I had this and I was trying to put the lady in, but I couldn't. I missed the step on putting her.
You got it. And you can and you will. I got you. So let's go ahead and go. Let's grab our lady at number 7 here. So we'll just tap on this on page number 7. Nope, don't bring the whole page over. Just go to page 7 and then tap on just her image.
Mm.
Okay, now right click on it and you have the option to copy. Let's just do that step. And then let's come to page number 3
Mm-hmm.
and then right click anywhere in the art and just hit paste. Okay, beautiful. Now, before you move it, I want you to be aware that you can reduce it down in size right now. But as soon as you start pushing her around to move her, hold down the control key, okay?
Okay.
It might be Command on Mac, y'all. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead and resize her. Yep.
Mhm.
And then hold down control while you're pushing her around. Otherwise, yep, you got it. You got it.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, you are welcome, my love. All right, so everybody should have image dropped in. Next thing is we're going to add the fade off. All right, Monica, you need some help. Oh, it is Command on the Mac. Okay, Cheryl did confirm. It is Command on the Mac. Great job, Linda. Monica, go ahead and share your screen. Let me see what it is that you're missing. You said you need help finding yours.
I think that's what happened. I did control, so I've lost mine. I think it's
Okay,
somewhere.
just right click on the image. I think I just showed Pat this. Right click on the image, hit detach image. Uh-huh. Yep.
There.
Okay. Now, if you replaced it, which looks like what you did, just hit undo. And hit undo one more time. Keep going until you get your background back.
No, it's not.
Okay, well, that's fine too. We can start over. All right, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and right click on her image and hit detach. And we'll just let her stay wherever she is right now, right? Go to page number 8. I want you to right click and copy that image. Go back to page number 3. And just go ahead and paste that image. All right, now I want you to only move this layer around. Just move it until it snaps inside of that frame.
What layer? I don't see.
The background layer. So just click on the back, or you could just click on the background image, yep. And see if it's gonna snap inside. She's having a hard time snap. There it is, it got it. I was gonna say, every time you don't want it to snap, it does. Did you see it try to snap?
Yeah,
Now, oh, you also moved your frame a little bit too. Okay. Let's do this. Let's go to position. Here, let me turn my marker on. Position. Hit it one more time. My apologies, it was already up. Go to your layers. Okay, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna take her photo right now and just pull it all the way to the bottom. Just, yeah, pull it underneath the frame. It's okay, it's not gonna go below. Yeah, there you go. All right, so now let's make sure that this frame is centered on the artboard. So you're gonna hit the frame layer. Go to arrange. And then hit middle, then hit center.
Okay.
All right, so now we know it's centered. Let's go back to our layers. And now technically, let's just make sure that we're on the background image here. Just select it and then push it around until it drops inside of that. Perfect, right there. Now you can drag your photo and bring it above the background. Let it go. Or you can drag the background and bring it below the photo. You using a mouse or a trackpad?
Mouse.
Okay. It might have trouble like Photoshop does at dragging something to the very top layer. So sometimes it's easier to drag something below than it is to pull something above. But that looks good. Now what's going to happen? You're going to click on the photo layer. Now you can resize it without it having any problem. As soon as you go to push it around and move it, that's when it's going to want to snap into the background. Hold on, I'm gonna teach you a trick. Your image is perfect, locked into the background. So let's right click. I'm going to show y'all another thing. Instead of holding down Control or Command, let's go ahead and lock this whole layer. Just hit lock and just regular old lock. Okay, that layer is locked. Now she should not be jumping into the frame. Okay, So I'm going to clear my marks off your screen. Go ahead and resize her and move her wherever you want.
Okay, put it right here. All right. Think
All
she's-
right, all right. Okay. Anyone else need help with this part? I know that's one of the hardest things you're gonna do in Canva when you have these frames and things kind of just snap into the wrong place. So you all have done the hardest of what you need to do tonight. Now, what I'm going to do next is show you one of the, I will say probably one of the top hacks that Canva users use to blend images. Okay, it's not officially blending images like you would in Photoshop, but I'm going to show you on Wednesday how to blend images in Photoshop. But for today, what we're going to do is we're going to go to slide number 4. Okay, and then you're going to grab that little fuzzy little fade off rectangle. Oh, not move it. Yeah, there you go. So just right click on it and copy it. And then let's go back to the image that you're building on page 3. And I want you to right click and paste. All right, and it comes in blue, but that's okay. We're going to change the color to match the color of the background. You don't want to match the color of her outfit. You want to match the color of the background because you want to pretend like it's fading off into the background, even though it's just a solid color. So if you need help getting this little fuzzy bar onto your page right now, give me a 2 in the chat. This is going to help you make it look like it fades off. All right, no one needs help. Excellent. So let me clear marks off the screen. We're going to go ahead and now go to edit. And then we're going to look for duotone. We'll click on duotone. I like to go ahead and hit custom just so it clears out any colors that I already have on it. All right. And then where it says highlights, I want you to select that highlight circle right here. Beautiful. And then you're going to use your color picker tool right here, the eyedropper tool, and just select somewhere on the floor that's basically going to help you fade off. Beautiful. Now you can also change this at any given time. You can go back to duotone and change this, but let's see. Let's go ahead and take this fuzzy bar here and let's bring it pretty much where it makes it look like the bottom of this image melts away. Beautiful. Now it does stick outside of the layer mask here. So what I'm going to ask you to do, don't use these little things here to push them in. If you do, it's going to give you hard lines, okay? What you're going to do, let me clear my marks. You're going to push it in from the corners until it covers up her image but doesn't stick outside of the frame there. Okay, and you can go on either side there, the top or bottom. As long as you're only dealing with the corners, you're good. Now what happens is, see how it's not covering enough here? So you have to make a decision. You can make this a little bit bigger and maybe move her image up, but you definitely want to fade off the entire bottom of the image. That's good right there. Beautiful. All right, looks good. Anyone else need help right now? KB? All right, KB, I'm happy to help you. Go ahead and share your screen. Monica, you're doing great.
Thank you.
All right, beautiful, beautiful. Let's go ahead and reset that. Let's scroll up on the left-hand side. Let me get my marker here. Let's scroll up on the left-hand side. And we're just going to choose the top one that it always gives you, where it says, oh, actually, oh, go back to filters. Go back from filters, I apologize. And we want to be on duotone. Yep, and then choose custom. Then you can click on the highlight here. Choose the eyedropper tool, the bottom. And then choose one of those colors in the floor to help it blend in. Beautiful. All right, all right. And KB, if you need to, it looks like you got it. But if anybody needs to scale this down, make sure you're pulling it from the corners so that it doesn't crop it off and give you hard lines. But everything looks good. Perfect. All right, so we have brought in the image, cleaned up the background from the image. We've done some AI generation of parts of the image. We've even done a fade off hack in Canva. Next thing we're going to do is go ahead and add some text. Now I have text ready for you. Regina, yours is red. Go ahead and share your screen with me. Let me check that out. Great job, KB. And if it's red, it probably just means you recolored it red, but we can fix that. All right, cool, cool. Go to custom. The custom one kind of makes it like a grayish white. And then that way, when you go to highlights, you're going to click on highlights, choose the eyedropper tool, and then choose like a color in that floor somewhere. Huh? What is your eyedropper tool is, what is it doing? There's no red there. You know what? It looks like the eyedropper tool is not working because it's not changing any color. Now let's do this then. Because I know we can make a custom color, but why isn't your eyedropper tool working? Let's make sure. Oh, is it possibly, if it's locked, it still should be able to pick colors. Is your background locked? Let's go to position. No, it doesn't look like it's locked. And I think even if it is locked, it should still be able to pick colors. Now is it red? Let's do this. Let's hit a refresh. Let's refresh your browser here. And yep, we'll go to the page you were on. Go ahead and select that. And let's do edit. Let's see what's going on here. Let's do duotone. Oh, and then, okay, you have filters on none. All right, so duotone, custom, of course, it'll reset it back to white. Let's hit that. And let's select, okay. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to tell you a hex code that works for this. Give me just a moment. Because I'm gonna bring up my image. Or am I? It's 297. Oh, did you get it to work? I wasn't paying attention.
No, I just selected a color that was similar.
Gotcha.
I'll fix it back.
Okay, so let me do this. Because I am really concerned. I don't know if it's the color picker itself or just that duotone. So let's do the next step together, which is to grab the text. Going over to slide number 4. And everybody's going to do this anyway. I want you to grab where it says first name. And just right click and copy that and paste it over onto this layer. Now look up here at the top. It gives you an option. It has like a letter A with a color. Double click on that A color. And then see if it allows you to pick a color from, or see if your color picker works here. So go to your color picker. It is up at the top left corner. Then use that color picker. See if it still gives you a red. And try. Oh my goodness. What is going on?
I know.
And it's the same red. So this has to be an error because this FF0000 is just like a harsh exact red. And it keeps picking that red. Okay, so what we gonna do? We're gonna use this palette right here to kind of pick. Yeah, let's use that palette. Listen, by eye, you picked a good color. I'm not even gonna hold you. You picked a good color.
Ooh,
But I'm gonna tell you now, go back to that one. I want to show you something. Let's go back to the text, to the text.
text. Okay.
And then double click on that A. I'm not double click, I'm sorry, just click on the A. And okay, you see how it has a number when you hover over it? Now you gotta, okay, there you go. What does that number say? It's kind of small. I can't see it on the screen, but can you make it out?
B88D79.
B88D79. Now that was that color, but let's say you want to, let's choose one of the colors from the floor. Yeah. What color is that from the floor?
E8D9BC.
E8. E8D9. Hold on. Did you get it? E8D9
BC. I think
BC.
that's what it said.
Look, I got a little dyslexic on that one. I don't know what I was trying to type it and help you take some notes.
Uh-oh, I'll do it again.
All right. So now, yep, click on custom and then click on the highlight. And it gives you a place you could type the number in. So I got E8D, E number 8D, 9BC. No, E8D like dog. E8D.
E8B.
No, D. I think it's D like dog.
Oh,
Yep. See how one little
Okay.
letter can make a difference? Okay,
yes,
so
it
perfect.
does.
So whew, we can use hex codes too. That was I didn't plan on teaching that tonight, but that came in handy.
Hey.
That's why I love live classes. All right. So I did not want that to frustrate you, Regina, because you would have been looking at that all night. Now, this is what I want you to do. When you get an opportunity after class, try downloading the desktop version of Canva and see if it still gives you those issues, because it may just be like an internet only kind of deal that's going on.
Okay.
So now you can go
Thank
to
you.
your position. You're welcome, love. Go to your position there. I'm going to help you because now that you have text and that glow area, go to layers. Let's just go ahead right now and let's hide our text. Let's hide it behind the main background design so it won't be in the way. Otherwise, and you don't have to put it all the way back, just behind the background. Yep. All right, that way it's just not in our way while we're working with this little fade off. So take your
Okay.
fade off and bring it down low enough to where it looks like it's fading off the image. Hold down Control. Yep, hit Control Z. Yep. Hold down Control while you're moving it around. Beautiful. All right. Now here's the thing. If you bring it down that low, it's not going to crop inside of the frame. So
I need to move her up then, probably.
yeah, I was like, in Photoshop, all we have to do is just kind of crop things out and push things around. But here, I'm like, strategically, what would I do? Just move her, probably make it easier. Yep, and then bring that up just a little bit. And you may even want to pull it in from the corners, make it a little, nope, not from the side, from the corners. If you pull it in from the side, it'll like, that fuzzy part will get chopped off like a hard line. So if you only move it, yep, from the corners, you'll be perfect. All right. All right, gorgeous. Now, you can go ahead and bring your up. Oh, I spoke too soon. Look, it got you. And there you go. You got it. Now go ahead and lock that background. Let's go to your layers or your positions. Position and then layer. And let's go ahead and just right click on this background area and just hit lock. Right click and hit lock. Yep. And then that should do it. Let me get my marks off your screen so you can see what you're doing. All right, now you can take your text area and drop it right on top of the fade off, at the very top.
Oh,
Yep. And if it won't let you get it to the top, drop it underneath the fade off and then drop the fade off underneath it. There you go. All right, now take your first name and kind of drag it down on top of that fade off area. And this is where you see a lot of people in Canva, they mask like the fact that they can't merge designs. They mask it with this kind of fade off color feature. So you may want to choose a contrast color for your first name, a little bit different than that background color. Maybe choosing more of that mauvish color or a darker color. Yep. Beautiful. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're going to get you to this point where you have the text. I'm going to show you how to separate the text if you need to. But really and truly, the whole point when you get into templates is to just be able to flip quickly and not think too much about the details. But in the process of teaching you all how to flip a template, I'm also teaching you all some built from scratch skills. So we're kind of going both ways with this. So anybody needs help getting up into this point where you have the first name on here, on top of your fade off, on top of your photo, on top of your background that's in a frame, go ahead and give me a 2 in the chat.
So I have one more question. If you have time, the flip does that mean just making like different people with different names on here being able to
Yep.
use this?
So what
take
you're
the
going to
blue?
do is the AI 54 and the AI 55, there are some AI artwork in there. So I want you to choose a different subject image. That means a different person. It can be any person that you want it to be, and then choose a different background. And what I want you to do is basically just take the existing template that already exists and just practice duplicating that page. And we're going to do it in just a second. You're going to duplicate that page and you're going to say, okay, now that I have the concept, boom, I just drag in my background. Boom, I just remove the background from my photo, and then I just drag over this text, or I use the same text that's already on that page, just double click and change it out. So we're about to change the text right now though. So I don't want to get too far ahead of you, Regina, but I'm going to help you get this done. I got
Thank
you.
you.
You're welcome. Anybody else need help? Because if not, we're rolling. KB, you good? Sandra? Okay, go ahead and share your screen for me, Sandra. Regina, you're doing a great job. Hang tight for me. Sandra, okay, I see it coming up, Sandra. All right, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so go ahead and unmute your mic for me, love.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
No, it's going.
It's going good. I see you. I see you over here doing your Canva work. Is this your first time doing Canva?
No.
Okay, so what is it right now that's pestering you so I can go ahead and knock it out with you?
Let's do the fade off.
Okay, got you. So here's the deal with the fade off inside of Canva, it kind of is fade off-ish, right? So it's not really doing it, it's just kind of giving you the illusion that it's fading off. So what I want you to do, I want you to take, first, is your background locked so it won't snap into your background?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Let's take your fade off here and let's push it up just a little bit, because what happens is it's going to have to not come outside of your layer mask in order to look like it's fading something off. So let's pull it to where the end of it does not come past here. And then what has to happen is you'll have to determine how much of your image you want covered or to show. See how if you bring it out, it's not going to go inside of the layer mask. So go ahead and bring it down to where you want it to cover her at the bottom. And you're going to have to bring it up until it disappears. Yep. And then make it a little bit smaller. See how I still see that kind of like spilling out? So this is going to determine how big your image can be. Does that make sense?
Yes.
In Canva. Now in Photoshop, I'm going to show you all kind of ways that you're going to be like, oh, shoot, nah. When I show you how to fade that thing off in Photoshop, you'll be able to make it whatever size you want, okay? So that's good. So in Canva, you just have to be more strategic with your design because you're going to have less ways that you can really create those effects, okay? But that looks good right there.
Okay.
All right. Now go ahead and take your text and put on top of that and see. Beautiful, beautiful. And then let me get my marks off your screen so you can see how everything's scaling up. All right, perfect. So I still see like a little bit fading off, hanging off the edge there. Now, if you're doing sublimation, it doesn't matter. If you're doing something like DTF, any type of like little smooth kind of gradient that you have hanging out will not do well with DTF. Okay, so that's why the illusion is there, but it needs to be inside of the boundaries of that layer mask, or we call it a frame in Canva. So it's a layer mask in Photoshop. But if that little fuzzy stuff is hanging outside of the frame, it will indeed cause you issues.
Okay.
All right. All right. So we're getting ready to change the first name now. What you gonna name her?
Oh.
Because I will tell you this, when I have first name, last name, it does let people know that it is editable. But when I have a real name, it helps people connect to the character, especially
Maggie.
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 Okay. So let's double click and let's type in the word Maggie. Just start typing. It's going to type one layer. It's only going to type one layer, and I'm going to show you what's going to happen after that. Oh, you got your caps lock on. Perfect. Okay. So if everybody did that, then you'll notice that it says Maggie at the top and then first name at the bottom. Okay, so let's go over to position. Yep. And let's right click on this group here and we're going to ungroup it.
I click on this group.
Right click on the group in the layers. My apologies.
Okay.
And then just hit ungroup.
Sorry.
Well, I think this happened before. Click off of it for a moment.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
just click off into this gray area and then go back to position. And then right click on the group. In the layers panel. You can right click on the group with the text too. I just think sometimes it doesn't actually touch on it. Right click on it and then what is going on? I think there was also a little dot up there. Hit that dot. This happened to me before and I'm trying to figure out why. It was when I was in the just a second. Let me clear. I'm going to clear off this off the screen. Right click on the text.
Come on.
It's supposed to let you ungroup. It is. There it goes. Ungroup. Woo! KB says it did that to me. Keep hovering over it. Like it just did not want to believe it could ungroup. Okay, so now you're going to take this bottom layer, you're going to bring it above it, or you could take the pink layer, the top layer, and then drag it below it. That's probably easier because sometimes it's hard to get that up there. Oh, you got it with ease. So everybody else was making it look hard, huh? Now you can double click on this one that says first name, and then you just have to type the word Maggie again. So I'm going to show you on Wednesday in Photoshop, you just type something one time and it's going to give you all of the outlines, the drop shadows, all that stuff. And Canva, you're duping that effect. You're duping the fact that it makes it look like it has two different outlines, right? So in order to do that, you're basically typing the text twice and applying a layer style or an outline to each of those layers. All right, let's go back to position. And now you'll take this top one and drag it below. Let it go. Beautiful. Now, if you want to group it, I want you to select the top one. So in the layers, yep, select the top layer. Then hold down Control and then select the second layer. And then right click and group. Or you can hit group command right there. Perfect. So now it's together. And if you want to change the color of that pink there, you could double click on the A right here. Oh, not double click. I'm thinking of Photoshop. Just click one time. And then you can change it to any of the colors that's in the image here. You can also make up your own colors, but whatever floats your boat or finds your lost remote.
Okay.
All right. So I want everybody to change that first name. And when you have that change, give me a 1 in the chat. And if you need some help, please give me a 2 in the chat. All right, all right. So Sandra, you good to go? Do you need any help picking? Oh, you got it. I think that looks good right there.
I'm good.
I like the neutrals. Okay. All right. So looks like KB needs some assistance. Sandra, you're doing a great job. Hang tight for me. I know it's getting late, y'all, but I told y'all on challenge week. Now, normally I'm gonna tell y'all like this because craft to quit typically during the week. we have 1 hour classes, okay? So there's 1 hour for AI, and there's 1 hour on Photoshop, and then there's 1 hour on our Fridays for coaching. But I spoil y'all a little bit on this challenge week because I just want to make sure you have the fundamentals, that you have fun with the fundamentals, and you don't get discouraged. You have enough time with your hands on task, okay? But we are going to be ending in about 10 minutes. So you all will have all the tools you need to do your homework that will have you just flip. And for those of you who are new, flip one time. And I'll tell you this, for my OGs, you can flip one time too, because what's going to happen is y'all are going to be able to flip 10 times on Photoshop Day, okay? So it's okay if everybody just flips one time tonight, all right? Because it's getting late. All right, so estimate. Okay, so what happened was for this one, we don't have that shadow on the background layer here. So KB, let's do this. I'm gonna turn my markers on. So I'm gonna help you just make it up, okay? So we're gonna go to the effect here. All right, and for the outline, we're gonna change the color to black. Yep. And then we're gonna go back out this way. Just tap on that, yep, and then choose a thicker outline here. So just push this thickness up until you get a nice thick black outline. Okay, looks good. Now, actually, her foreground, if you're going to use that lighter color, it does look good with the black outline. So what you could do is you could actually do opposite. You could have the inside letters have the black outline, and then the quote unquote shadow or the outside layer be white. So what I would do, I would bring this thickness down just a little bit for the black, just to see what it looks like, what I'm talking about. So I didn't expect it to y'all to remix it, but here we are. All right, let's go ahead and click on the lighter estimate. Okay, and then what we're going to do for that one is crank the thickness up on the white. All right, cool, cool. All right, perfect. Now I'm going to clear my marks off the screen, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put the white outline version. We're going to go to position, put the white outline version underneath the black, and then go ahead and hold down Control and select the top while you have the bottom selected. Just hold down Control, perfect. Go ahead, wait, don't group it yet. We're going to arrange it first. Let's go to Arrange. And then we're going to hit Middle and Center. Snap, snap. Okay, so what this means is if we want that white to show, we either need to make the white a little bit bigger or make the black a little bit smaller. Which one you want to do?
Let's make the black smaller.
Okay, let's go to Layers. And let's go to the top layer here. Now it's in position, so as long as you don't move it, it's going to stay in position. So on here, we're going to go to Effects. And then let's just bring the thickness down. And see, that actually makes it pop more than when it was reversed because you had the light color against a light color and it was harder to see.
Yes, that looks good.
Awesome. All right, now you know what to do if you want to group it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, awesome. So anybody want to group, just go to your position, make sure that they stick together. All right, and if you like it back the other way, if you want to flip it the other way, I'm just showing you, you have options there. Even if you think you messed up. My daddy used to say, anything you can mess up, you can fix. So it just builds your critical skills. All right, let's see, anybody else need help? All right, so here's the deal. This is what you all have left. If you want to use the remaining parts of the template that's there, if you click on, I think page number 2. Page number 2 there, you do me a favor and click on that for me, KB. All right, so you'll see that there's first name, last name, in love and memory. You can change that to forever in our hearts. You can put whatever text you want. I just want you to first take these pieces and just convert them to the colorway of your class project. Okay, so you can put in love and memory at the top, just right click, copy it, and paste it over there. Yep. Now let me show you a trick. Go to position. let's say you want to grab the in love and memory, the last name. Let's see, where is last name? Scroll down a little bit there. And then control, click on last name, or be command if you're on the Mac. Okay, so you got those two things. If you hit Control C or right click and copy, it'll give you the in loving memory and the last name. Just wait, did you do? Oh, you did Control C.
Yes, I did.
Okay, then you could just do Control V or paste. There you go. See, I brought both things over. So you can
Yes,
select
ma'am.
multiple things from there and then bring it over. Or one thing I do now that I learned, basically you all made a template tonight. I don't know if y'all know that. You made a template tonight, right? So once you have a template, go to page number 2.
Yes, ma'am.
This is how you work with templates. Once you get a system, all you do is duplicate this page. And then that way, next time, boom, dropping in my background, boom, dropping in my photo, double clicking on my text, picking the color of my text. It is simple.
Yay.
Okay.
I'm gonna have fun playing with this.
So I'm glad you're going to have fun. And this was literally to show you all, I gave you some components, but essentially you all are learning how to design, not just with a program, you're learning how to design with your mind and systems and how things work, foreground, background. You're learning about colors, you're learning about, fading things off, creating contrast. All of those things build into what we do every single week. So I don't expect you to be perfect at this right out the gate, but from what I've seen tonight, you all crushed it. And this was not a problem, even for my Photoshop folks who's probably side-eyeing me a little bit on this Canva side. I promise you this class is going to help you, because when we start doing our social media and email graphics and all of the different moving stuff, you're going to need to know these basic concepts. And they are actually easier to do in Photoshop. So it will frustrate you if you don't learn these basic steps in Canva. Michelle, you know what I'm talking about. All right, Crystal, go ahead and share your screen with me. And everybody else, y'all go ahead, clean up the rest of the design, make it look like how you want. I'm going to give you all a little bit of Q&A session, meaning that as long as everyone is working independently right now. Ooh, I see, Crystal, you got them hard lines on the side of your fade off there. You want me to tell you what happened there?
Yes, please.
Okay, so you remember when I told you only pull the corners in Canva?
Uh-huh.
If you push it in on the side, it does a little crop off thing, right? So it's going to inherently give you a hard line. It's okay, because all you gotta do is go back to slide number 4, because I'm not even going to tell you to reset it or nothing. Just go back to slide number 4, and let's right click, and we'll copy that one. And let me show you something cool, because you don't want to have to redo your color. Go back to slide number 3 and go ahead and paste. All right, now what you're going to do is you're going to right click on your cream color here, because you got the perfect color. All right, just right click on it, go to copy style. And then tap on top of that dark blue square. Boom,
Oh.
there it is. All right, so now you
I
can
never knew
this
what that was for.
Listen, that's what I'm here for. That's why I say I don't know if you all are just like really tired and whatnot. I got a little 10 to 15 minute Q&A in me where I can just something like that. I can help y'all out. Okay. So go ahead and delete that other one. And if you need to go to position to get to it, because that name is on top, you can do that too. All right, perfect. Yep, you got it. This is looking good, y'all. How do you feel about your design that you're creating tonight?
I like it.
I like it. I want to make sure that y'all are going to be putting this out there though, so that other people can like it besides us. Because if we like it and we all know how to make it.
That's true.
All right. So any other help that you need other than that?
Okay. I know that
That
put
looks
it
mm-hmm.
there.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay that it's right here, this part, bottom part.
Yes, what you want to make sure is that basically now it is hanging out here just a little bit. So what I would suggest, go ahead and click back on it. Let me show you where I would take it in at. Okay, get that corner, these little circles, and then push it in from the corner so it doesn't crop it on the sides. Beautiful. And the thing is, you're not covering the whole floor. What you're doing, you're covering the bottom of her image, because you don't want to look like she just popped out of nowhere and got hard lines, like, at the bottom of her image. It will drive you crazy seeing that. So that looks really
Okay.
good. Looks seamless.
And
Now you can go
I
to
have this.
position. Yep, you can go to position. You can just drag your name now on top of the fuzzy or drag the fuzzy underneath the name, whichever one is easiest. Beautiful.
And I
Now the
missed the
first name, you
part
can
with
have
that.
that bigger. You can have that pop out and be bigger because technically it's hard lines, it's vector, right? So
Okay.
it doesn't matter, like DTF is going to be able to print that. So if you needed something to be bigger and oversized and pop out the frame, it would be something vector.
So would I just drag the corners
Yep,
or do
drag.
the up here?
You could do either one because the box kind of tells you, we'll keep the box the same and then just increasing the, no, don't increase the size. Why?
Oh.
Because remember, in Canva, we have 2 different layers that are posing as one layer. So you definitely want to keep them grouped and then just pull these corners. I just thought about it.
Okay.
But yeah, go ahead. You can pull that out and just see what it does. And it should stay together. Okay.
Okay.
Whew, yeah, that was a little stressful. See how it automatically changed the size? But it also changed the size of the one underneath it. If we had double clicked or changed that one at a time, then we'd have to go back just like we typed the name in.
Mm.
Now, do you need
Okay,
help
and
typing your
then
name? Okay, perfect. Because I was gonna say I can show you that next.
oh,
All right, let me clear. Come on. Marks off your screen. Oh, you got it. So you double click and then just type whatever name.
okay. It's my grandma name. Oh, wait a minute. What happened? Wait a minute,
Oh, okay. Here. I think what had happened was let's just hit undo. Let's see if we just get that out of face for a little bit. One more time. Perfect. All right.
Okay.
So what I want you to do is just click on the first name, the group here. Let's ungroup it first because I think folks were saying it's easier to ungroup it first, then edit it. So hit ungroup, then go to your position up here. And you're going to only be able to edit like one layer at a time. So only double click on the top one or on the top layer here. And now double click on the first name. So you can change that. And type in the name that you want.
That is not right.
All right, all right. And then don't change the size of anything because we're gonna shrink it together, okay? So I know it's not fitting right now, but we're gonna do this together. Okay, so now I want you to take that one and drag it underneath the thick outline one, just so you can get to it. Now, when you let it go, might take a little second.
Oh, oops. Wait a minute. Go back.
Okay, now click on the top layer here. All right, now we're going to double click on this first name and you're going to type the same exact thing, same exact way.
Okay.
Okay, Cheryl. So if some of you have an 8.5 by 11 versus like a 13 by 19, it really doesn't matter as far as for homework. But if you would like for me to show you how to resize, that could be something I show you in the Q&A. Okay, but that is a great question. All right, so now you want to bring the dark outline one underneath the light one. Make sure it looks good. All right, now if you like them and they're good to go, then you're going to select Control and make sure that you select the top layer. So now it has both layers selected. Then you're going to do Control G. Control G in Photoshop is group. Control G in Canva is group. So do Control G, or it might be Command G if you have a Mac.
I have Windows, a regular PC.
Okay, try
Laptop.
Control G, and if that doesn't work, just hit the word group. But you gotta have both of them selected. Yep. Hold down Control, grab the other one. And then just hit group.
Oh, okay.
Oh, now you can move them together, and they will both move the same size.
Okay, so I
But
can
only pull it from
move
the
it
corner.
over.
Yeah, you can pull it over, and then if you feel like you need to make it a little bit smaller, you can pull it from the corners because you don't want anything hanging off your page.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Okay, I like it.
All right, all right. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. All right, anyone else need some help getting through, making sure that you're gonna be good tonight? Because what's gonna happen is you all are gonna be on your own. And I have complete faith that you can do what you need to do. But just in case, there is the YouTube version of what we did today is already live and recorded. So you can reference that, okay? Remember at first I did a demo and then we did the full class. So if you want to see just the demo part, you can go to the front part of the video. If you want to see a particular part we did in class, then you can scroll through and scrub through the video. It is live on YouTube right now. Y'all don't have to wait for it to be uploaded. If you like that opportunity to do that, then I may keep doing that for you all, okay? All
Okay.
right.
Oh, they said I need the last name.
Floribel, yep, Floribel need a last name. Or if Floribel,
Okay.
if Floribel is her name, then you
That's
can-
her. Yeah, that was her first name. Well, first, I think middle name.
okay. And
Yeah.
see, here's the other thing. Tomorrow, we're going to do some AI face swapping. Okay. So the reason why I want y'all to kind of get acquainted with these images is because I want you to see that we're going to be able to take this image, and maybe Floribel never had herself in a pink suit, but you want her to be wearing a pink suit in this character similar to Floribel. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, you can change the faces and this could actually look like my Floribel. Yes.
Yeah, they could look like my grandma.
Yeah, I'm going to show you all how to do that tomorrow. And that's stuff that's really going to touch people, y'all. That's stuff that's really going to be like, oh, wow. Like, I know this is one of the hardest things I've ever had to deal with, but you just made me smile. And this is why we do this. This is why the Memorial Challenge to me is more about your heart and the love that you have for what you do and being able to pour that into something that someone else can hold on to. So I want to make sure that we touch on some of these things that I know are going to touch your clients. Okay.
Okay. And so do I
Yep.
have to come back over here?
You can go there and you can grab your text, or you can go to image number 2 and you can grab things from there. It's basically the same thing. If you look at it, it's the exact same thing. It's just image number 2 already has the background and the subject image in there. Okay.
So can I, for the last name, do I just copy it from here?
Yep, you can grab that last name and then you can do Control-C on your keyboard, or you can right click and copy. Yep, look at you. You can hold down Control and grab that
Oh,
too.
wait a minute.
Yep.
Get back. Wait
Now,
a
if you
minute.
go to
That
the,
thing
see,
went
for me, I
everywhere.
have to go by the layers, because when I'm telling you, I will drive myself crazy trying to click on stuff on this Canva artboard. So I go to the layers and then I grab the In Love and Memory and I grab the last name from the layers. That way, go, yep, In Love and Memory, then you scroll down, you'll see last name, boom, right there. And then you can right click copy, or you can do Control-C.
Do I have to come back to the picture to right click copy, or can I right?
I think you can do it
click?
on the layers, I think. Yeah, right click there. Yep, copy. And then go ahead and paste it on your number 3. Beautiful.
Okay.
And then you can change it to the new colorway. You can change what the text says. The reason why I do In Love and Memory and first name, last name, so out of probably 90% of the memorial projects I've ever worked on, as long as I showed In Love and Memory, first name, last name, it's going to draw people in. Now, there are some people that are going to ask for different expressions. Your wings were ready, my heart was not, those sort of things. And you can have custom versions of that. But if you keep it simple first, and I never understood this, that's why I teach it now. I did not understand this when I was creating. Oh, here, just go to position. Go to position. And do you just want to change the color of the top one?
Yeah, just the top.
Okay. So, well, you can just click right here on the color, change that color out. And then of course, when you double click on it to change the text. It is okay if it moves around a little bit, as long as you don't change the size, you can recenter it.
Oh, that's dark.
And see, this right here gives you hints of what colors are already in your picture. So you can do that too.
Okay,
Or
that's
you can
what I
do
was looking for.
contrasting. Now I use that all the time. That's my little cheat code there. Because when you have to think of colors, your brain gets tired. It wears your
Okay, I
design
stick
brain
with
out
that.
real quick. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, in order to change the text, you remember what to do there? Just double
So I
click
hit
the
change
word last
all.
name. Now, do you want it to
If I
say last
hit
name or
change
do you?
all, it'll change the in love and memory too.
You can leave it. I would say leave the in love and memory. I've changed the colors of it, but I would leave the text just to keep it
I
simple.
mean, if I hit change all from the blue
Oh yeah, do that.
to,
Do it. Let me show you what it does. I'm like, do it. I dare you. Okay. So not only will it change it, did you do it?
I did.
Okay, so what it may be is, oh, in love and memory might have been a different color. So go to the in love
Okay.
and memory, and I'm going to show you something because it changed it on your other pages too. I just want you to know. So double
Oh,
click on this one, this A.
oh,
Oh,
the A. Oh,
you don't have
okay,
to
wait a
double
minute.
click on. I think you just had single click. So just click on in love and memory, and then click on the A so we can change the color. And then pick what color you want it to be inside of there.
Wouldn't it be similar, but not just blend to the back? Is that too light? You think that's too
If
light?
you do that color, I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm going to tell you what I would suggest to do for your effects. But go
Okay.
ahead and hit change all here. I'm going to show you what to do with that. Okay. So notice it changed it on all your pages.
Oh
So
my
if you had a
goodness.
whole collection of things that you were working on and like you going like what I do is I keep a red version of the template, I keep a blue version of the template, right? Because if
Okay.
everything I change I want to be red, now you're going to see in Photoshop where we have something called smart colors. It don't even matter. It's going to change
Mm,
everything to the colors that we select. But in the meantime, I'll show you my workflow in Canva. Now, I want you to
okay.
go up here to effects because just like before, if you have a light color with a white outline, it doesn't provide
Mhm.
enough contrast. So what you can do is you can double click on that little color or click. I don't know if it's double click or regular click. All right. And then see how you have your darker browns. Or maybe you want to put like a darker brown as the outline color instead of the white.
Up here.
Maybe that chestnut color or it says document. So these document colors mean colors that you're already using. Try one. It's not
Okay.
gonna hurt you. There you go. And you can see, does it pop more? Do I need to make my inside color darker so that if I want to use white, the outside color can pop? Do I need to make my my outline thicker or thinner? Those are all things that you can change to get it to look how you want it to look.
I think with that dark brown, you can actually see the letter better.
And it kind of looks like it's kind of 3D popping out there.
Yeah, it does.
Looks good, looks good. But you're doing extra stuff. Okay, so you're good to go, Crystal. I want to
I
see,
am.
I'm gonna tell you all, let's see, you said resizing. Was there anything else somebody wanted to see tonight for Q&A? And I just want to make sure everyone's good because y'all could be working on homework, which is flipping your design and completing your design. Y'all could be working on homework while I'm here in the room. I'm going to give you a little Q&A right now. Okay. All right. So you all are good to go. Now you just got to do a little shifting of some text and all of that. It's good to go. So let's see. Okay, Cheryl. So
Oh, I keep doing it.
it's
I
okay. Let me
gotta
show
group this, don't I?
you. If once you're done, if you want last name to stay just like that, then yes, I would absolutely, before I move it, go ahead and group it. And then that way I can move it and scale it all together.
Is it position? No. Where's my group? Because it duplicate. That's lock.
Okay, go to, well, you go to position, make sure that 2 layers are selected because in order to group, you have to have 2 things selected. So just click on something, hit position, then hold down control. So you have one, hold down control and select the other. And then
Okay.
right click and group, or you can hit group right here.
There we
Beautiful.
go.
You might want to do the same thing with the in love and memory.
Oh, ooh.
Go ahead and group those. That way, when you get ready to move them around, it won't scare you.
Yep. I would have been hurt.
Oh, I know when y'all do all this hard work. All right, so everybody go ahead and get your alignment and everything together. If you need any help, let me know. I'm going to, Cheryl, you want me to show you how to resize the image? Okay, Pat
Yeah.
went forward and changed all the dates and all. Okay. Awesome. Ernique already posted her homework. Awesome. Thank you for that report, Hannah. All right. Okay, so Cheryl, go ahead and share your screen with me. I'm going to give you a little bit of resizing tips.
I think what I was trying to do, I didn't know if we had to go in and do a new page in Canva or just
Oh,
pull
no,
the
no,
old
no. All I want you,
picture.
listen, I got to teach you the smart way. I got to teach you the genius way. We don't do no extra work if it's not necessary. All you have to do literally is just right click and duplicate one of these pages and then just rework your art from there.
and
That's it.
yeah.
So is
And
that
so
what you did, Cheryl?
yeah.
Okay, that's good because you thought you was cheating, and I'm actually congratulating you because you did it smart. You know, I teach you to work smart, not hard, baby. This is we got to be able to continually pump these designs out, right? Okay, so this looks good. Now this size right now is more than likely 13 by 19. Let me not lie to you. Let's see. Let's go up here. What I would do, and this is because this is Canva, so like things are going to move around whenever you resize it, and it's going to want to do all the pages. So let's say, for instance, you got this down, image is how you want it to look. What I would do is I would export this as a PNG, and then I would scale that PNG to fit on an 8.5 by 11 or 8.5 by 14, whatever I was supposed to fit it on. The reason why is because in Canva, it doesn't really give you a great way to basically smush down and resize things. It only really lets you scale it. It doesn't really let you smush it in. And every ratio is not the same. So
Okay.
there is a feature on here, and I'm going to show you what it does. We're going to go to resize. And I did that disclaimer. It's going to make a copy of it if we choose the right thing. And then basically, let's say you want to do this at 8.5 by 11. So go to print products. Or if you want to do social media, and it was a 1080 by 1080, you know, those are different things you might be doing. So now let's choose 8.5 by 11 because that's a common size, right? Do copy and resize. Otherwise, it's going to resize the actual design you're working on now. And it's going to make a version of this document or of this whole project. Go to, yeah, you could go to open real estate flyer. I think that might have been like a template that I started with some time ago. All right, so see how the ratio is not the same? See how you have extra space on the side for an 8.5 by 11 versus a 13 by 19? But it did preserve the overall kind of layout. So if you wanted to make this look good for 8.5 by 11, you might, you know, kind of fill up more of the page. You may even make some of the elements maybe a little bit wider or taller to fit the dimensions. So this is also how I would suggest that you all design like a cube, right? So if you were going to do your cube, which we're going to talk about that a little bit later, your cube is square, right? But your layer mask is not square. So maybe you either create a layer mask that is going to be more square, or don't use a layer mask at all and let it clip to the square when you're doing something like that cube. So resizing is definitely something that you're going to want to know to do in Canva. This is even if you're just using Canva to do like flyers, to do your programs. I would prefer, to be honest with you, I would always design my covers in Photoshop. That's what I'm going to be kind of teaching you all now, because the same way you design a t-shirt is the same way you design the funeral covers. But then when I did my inside pages, depending on if it's not just a front and back trifold or bifold brochure, then I use something called desktop publishing software, which would be something like Microsoft Publisher, or I think Adobe is Adobe, I can't, InDesign is what Adobe's version of it is. But Canva kind of does that too. So if I were doing, let's say, a book, my book cover, I would design in Photoshop. The book pages, I would design in Canva because it's much easier to kind of have a flow through those pages. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So I want you all to know that yes, you can be headset on Canva or Photoshop, but there's a way that they work together, which really can enhance what it is that you know how to do in your workflow. Yep. So yep,
Okay.
call it InDesign. Okay, so that's just resizing. And then this way, once you have it on this artboard, somebody else asked, how do you download it? Okay, so let's go back to, let's see, where did your original one go? Let's go back to File, because this created a copy one, right? Or let's go home. Where we go home? Yep, Designs. No. Where's your home? I don't use the browser version of this, so y'all have to forgive me. I use the desktop version. Yep, go to Open Menu. Okay, wait a minute. So now I think it's here. Uh-oh. Hold on, let me get my marks off your screen so you can see.
That's the one I was working on.
Okay, that's the 13 by 19.
That's the flip I was working on.
Okay, got you. Okay, so what you want to do when you get ready to download it, let's say that this image is ready to go, like ready to print and all, right? Let's go ahead and go to share.
I'm trying to
Up here
see
at the
where
top right.
mine's is at. Because that's yours.
So yours will be page number 3.
It's the wrong one.
Oh, you got a few different copies there?
That was my flip I was doing.
Okay,
there
got
it is.
it. Okay, so you can go share. Yep, and then do download. And I'm going to tell you my best settings here, okay? Now, when we go creating motion images and that sort of thing, you're going to do different settings. This is just to be able to basically print, or you're going to export your digital design. So you want to make sure it's PNG. Here's the thing. This is where I'm telling you, you may want to make your image bigger. If I plan on doing this, anything larger than what I have at this moment, even with what I have at this moment, you crank this up. Crank it all the way up. It's going to give you the best resolution. Okay. Okay. Then hit transparent background. And then instead of all pages, go to that drop down here and just turn off all pages and select current page. Just hit the current page option. Okay. Now, if you were like, let's say you went and you laid out 8 different designs that were ready to go, then you can download all the pages and it would create a zip file of all 8 of those images, right? But if you only want one page at a time, this is how you do that. Then you hit done there. Okay, hit save download settings. What this does is if you save the download settings, the next time you come back to download this, you don't have to think about the settings. As long as you just double check and make sure it is downloading the correct page. Okay, now go ahead and hit download. All right, and when it's done, it's gonna ask you where you want it to save. Yep, Sadia, to flip in our terms, we flip templates, right? So we call them 5-minute flips. So what I want you to do is I just want you to practice taking the concept and the template that you have from tonight and just changing out the photo, the colors, and the background image to a totally different concept. I like to do something like, for instance, I did an older gentleman for one, and then I did a baby for my flip. So then that way it looks drastically different. One of them had a blue colorway, one of them had a yellow colorway. That way it looks totally different. So when my customers see the image flip from 1 to 2, it looks like it's got contrast. It looks like, okay, I can do baby stuff. I can do memorial stuff, and I can do graduation, prom, all of those things. So that's what a flip is. And I want y'all to know this is not a memorial template. This is an everything template. I use this on everything, okay? This is going to be your go-to tool to get a quick t-shirt design, to get a quick image design that's going to go maybe on a tumbler or a pillow or anything like that, okay? All right, so listen, it is getting late. I appreciated this, and also this Q&A session helps me understand what helps you all too. So if y'all have any other Q&A type of requests, let me know because I can do a demonstration on some of those things on Friday. Okay, so my whole goal is to see what are we lacking? How do we make the best use of our time during these 5 days in a challenge? And then I can help you all explore more because y'all got 30 days with me, baby. You got
I have
30 days.
I have a quick question. Just where do I get the background file to flip it from Canva, or am I downloading that from somewhere else?
We have some background images already in the working document. If you go to, I believe is this class number 50, AI 54.
Okay.
And what I can do, Cheryl, I'm gonna stop your screen share here just so I can demonstrate that. Let me share mine for a second. And let's see, working document. Is anyone confused on how to grab a picture from the AI classes in the working document? It's not the full AI class because I didn't want to get y'all confused on Discord and all that stuff. But what I'm gonna do is I go to my folder. Some of y'all say this doesn't work for you. I think you have to let it warm up because sometimes it doesn't work for me immediately, but then I let it warm up. Okay. So these are like, you don't even have to guess what exists. You can just literally go to this folder right now and the class.
Do we have access to this folder?
Yes, it's in your working document where it says
Okay.
at the very top where it says homework. It says background examples and it has heavenly images. I'm going to put heavenly background images. Is anyone having any trouble finding that? You may have to refresh your working document. All
I
right.
think it's being updated now.
Perfect. All right, all right. And so I like to just put photos or images and see what pops up. But for some of you, if it hasn't already like buffered through your system, you would have to click on the folders there. I'll tell you like this. If you search my folder, it's one called Dr. Shannon, then that one has the instructions that I did for the class. If you search the test folder, the test folder usually has a lot of examples in it. But also you can search for a particular word and see if we've already got something like the word lake. You would find that, the word gate. So I could search the word gate and I would find images that are here with gates in it. So you can use the search as well. And I'll show you all tomorrow how we use the actual server, and you all are going to be like blown away. I'll give you access to the server for these 2 classes, past classes we did. And then what we're going to do is do some advanced face swapping as well. Okay, so if you have an image tomorrow that you want to incorporate, like maybe you want to do something. I did my Aunt Jennifer, and I really liked how it turned out. It even made me cry a little bit. So if you want to be able to make people cry a little bit while they still willing to hand you money, then I think this is a beautiful type of project to do a face swap. Also good to do face swap. Kids love to see their faces on like superhero style images and that sort of thing. Face swap is good for that. Also, if you want to make it look like somebody did a photo shoot, but they ain't went nowhere, they could be in their pajamas. And as long as they have a decent face photo, then you can make it look like a really nice shot. Okay. All righty, my loves. Well, it's about that time. And y'all already know. I appreciate you and I love you dearly. And until next time. Bye. Good night, y'all. Get your homework done. Go ahead and get into the community and let us know if you have questions. Post your homework, y'all. Okay? Post it in the group. I want to see it. Love y'all. Good night. You're welcome. You're welcome. Don't stay up too late, y'all. Good night.
Where's